We'll wait for the ads to play because you can almost guarantee that you'll get an ad on these streams. YouTube loves to whack one at the start. But really early today. Yes, half an hour early. Just a little early. I don't think that's too bad. Half an hour, 30 minutes, you know. Could have been an hour. Could have been even earlier. But today we are building droids. We will be building droids. I think we'll probably aim to start by 7 o'clock here in the UK, which is when these streams tend to kick off. But beforehand, we've just seen there is another Lego set announced. This is for the 4th of April. 4th of April. Very interesting choice for a release date, but we'll take a look at that, get that up in just a second. First off, how are we doing? Hello there. Hello there, Moon. Hello there, Mark. I see people ready half an hour early. Hello there. Not Star Wars set, don't worry. I'd have gone live half an hour ago if it was a Star Wars set. And I don't know if they're going to be announcing more sets, or when they're going to be announcing more Star Wars sets for May. Mark with another Lego set. Oh, which set is that? I'd love to see. All right, let me make sure we got chat up. Can't be missing out. Oh, that's a good point as well. All right, before we take a look at the set, whilst we wait for chat to funnel in, I wanted to talk about the Mantelian Savrip. Since we built it on stream, there has been 3 new bits of information that I have realized. And the first one of that is the Star Wars article here. 10 behind the scenes facts about Star Wars The Force Awakens. By the way, happy 10 years, Force Awakens. I mean, it's like 11, isn't it? This was December, so I'm a bit late to this. But 10 years and 3 months. Not too bad. Little bit behind. 75440. Oh, we'll take a look at that just in a second. But if that's a 7.5 set, it's got to be Star Wars, right? Gotta be. Yeah, 10 years, 10, 11 years is crazy. But there's a bit on the Mantelian Savrip, or more generically, the holochess characters down here. Phil Tippett's puppets uses stop motion puppets to move the holochess aliens on the set of Star Wars A New Hope. That's the Mantelian Savrip just back there. That's the one that we built. Be nice to have a whole collection of these guys going. I think this guy is looking pretty close to the one that we've got on screen, even with the orange armband. Colors aren't too far off with that tanny color. Maybe a brown. Looking at the puppets, maybe a brown would have been slightly closer. But we got our brown brackets in there. We've worked it in somehow. Let me leave that just down there so you can enjoy the view of it. And funnily enough, when they show up in The Force Awakens, this is what intrigued me and why I had to bring this up on stream. When they show up in The Force Awakens, they're continuing the game from A New Hope, which is some of the facts in this entire article. Some of the facts are nuts. So we won't go into it in detail, but originally the Death Star, second Death Star, was going to show up underwater. That's how it then transitioned to showing up in Rise. Here's Maz Kanata's original, or one of the original concepts, handing the saber over to the Harnan gang. We've got, oh yeah, the famous faces, the cameos under the helmets. Everyone knows about those. And it takes a village. I don't remember reading half of these. I'll be honest, I was so excited about the Mantelian Savrip that I kind of overlooked the rest of these. Oh, the actual people inside the puppets, I guess. Yeah, it takes a village to work some of these because they couldn't just strap an elephant into a costume, which is what they did for Banthas. Back in the day, Banthas were elephants. How did I not know that until recently? What's in a name? For Phasma's name, Abrams was directly inspired by a childhood horror favourite, Phantasm. Who is Don Coscarelli? And what is Don Coscarelli's Phantasm? Can't say I can see the similarities between the two, but I assume it's just in the name. So there's probably not too much reading into that. We got the holochess creatures that take right off from counteracting R2-D2's move, which is what Chewie does before they turn off the game, which that's quite cool. The fact that then it shows the last step, bringing it to life. Poe Dameron wasn't intended to go beyond The Force Awakens. I mean, that makes sense. Very Han Solo-like the character. Oh yeah, Jabba's Flow. So Jabba's Flow is the music they're playing in Maz Kanata's Cantina. Maz Kanata's Cantina is a mouthful. And Abrams, as well as Lin-Manuel Miranda, both have voices in that song. This is Abrams' cameo. This is Abrams' first cameo. He also voices Dio in Rise of Skywalker, which everyone knew about that. But I didn't realize he was singing in The Force Awakens. This is one of the concepts for Maz Kanata, and the glasses and the whole look is inspired by a teacher that Abrams and Rick Carter, can't say I know Rick Carter's role, but they both worked on the movie and they both shared a teacher. That's crazy. And then also during the Force flashbacks, it mentions moments that were cut, like Rey looking down the hall to see Luke and Darth Vader fighting in the Bespin duel from Empire. Crazy. And then also about the Kenobi line, there was something else as well. There was something else. No, there wasn't. Okay, maybe I saw something else somewhere else. But I thought that was crazy. The fact that the Mantelian Savarip and everyone else just picks up the game from where it left off. That detail is nuts. But that's not all about The Force Awakens, because The Force Awakens also got a video game. And I believe it's here. Yeah, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. We got an official Lego Mantelian Savarip. Why do I look lower in the camera today? Let me just... Nope, the chair's all the way up. Maybe I'm slouching. Let me just posture check, sit up. Don't forget to stay hydrated as well. Not laughing, man. Deadly serious. Posture, hydration, and if you're watching this late at night, make sure to get some sleep as well. So let's check out 75440 before we head into the next one, because this could take us down an entire rabbit hole, and I don't want to forget about this. 75440 is the AT-AT. I've been wanting to build this. I am gonna build some sort of AT-AT, but I think I'll wait until we've played the Lego game. Maybe once we've built a few more of the Lego sets that I want to from the latest Star Wars line, we'll get into building a little display for this, because with the right pieces, this display could look nuts. And I think I will keep the slave one up, but I'll probably flip it on its side so we can see more of the clone wall. And I might, all right, hear me out. I might move Yavin into one of these cubby holes and then like plate up the sides. I don't know how I'd do it. Maybe I'd only plate up the left side because we can't see the right side. And then, but then it's blocking the next section as well. Ooh, gonna have to think on that. But I was thinking of this AT-AT to stand next to the slave one and kind of fill up that side. That's a nice piece to put on display. This AT-AT, no, the Acclimator's top. The Acclimator was my favorite. The Venator was pretty cool. This AT-AT's top 3 though. MIDI scale ships, this is top 3. The Falcon's fallen out since we got the new Smart Play Falcon. I think that has so much more potential. What other MIDI scale ships have we had from Lego? Someone got a master list. Brig Fanatics do up to April of last year, and I know we've got some this year. But did we get any after? Oh yeah, we got some in May as well. So, oh, as of January 2026. Let's see. Bring the screen up in a second. Let's see if this is a complete list. Yes, it includes, oh look, it includes the AT-AT and the Venator. All right, not half bad. So, the older ones aren't as good. I don't think they can really class as MIDI scale ships, a lot of them, because they've included the Falcon, the Star Destroyer. What about the Slave One that came with Cloud City, or is this only sold separately? Because that would also work. MIDI scale ships have gone for a few changes. This was 2010's 2009 period, or 2009, 2010s. But the new ones are just so much better. So many more parts in there. Yeah, I weren't fond of the Tantive. The invisible hand was nice, the fact that it's split in half. But is that better than the AT-AT? No, that's probably a solid 4th. So Acclimator, I think, is the top. I don't think this can be beaten. I don't think this can be beaten in terms of midi-scale ships. I did enjoy building this. It was a bit fragile on the nose. We fixed that up real easy. I like the shape of this. And we also turned it into a Venator. I've actually got another Acclimator done. Or do I have the Venator? I've got one of them down there. I want to turn it into a Republic frigate. That's going to be a fun build. Home one, didn't like that. Very rounded off. Shouldn't have been a Lego midi-scale ship, I don't think. Maybe they should have built it for... They should have waited for the anniversary of Rogue One, made it a bit more expensive, and included that little leg to display it on. That'd have been fun to have seen. Oh, Ren Shoal. I don't know if I had made a video on turning that into Krennic Shoal. That was fun. The whole process building that. The AT-AT. I'd probably put the AT-AT between the Venator. You know what? I might knock the Venator down just a few. I love the Venator. It's a great design, but having built it myself, I think I have to knock it down a few pegs. I think Acclimator number 1, AT-AT number 2. It's between the Venator and the Invisible Hand. If you ask me, they need to be a 2-pack. But considering that come out March 1st and it wasn't available a few months later is nuts. At least in the UK. I know worldwide it was available for quite some time. But in the UK, that thing retired so quickly. It either wasn't selling whatsoever or it sold so well. I mean, if it sold well, they would have kept it in stock. They would have. It was on clearance within 6 months and it was out of stock within 6 months. Which for a Lego Star Wars set nowadays isn't too surprising. But I think it is pretty crazy. Anyway, the Mantelian Savrit, it showed up in The Force Awakens, and I'm surprised some of the midi-scale sets, timeline-wise, 2020, we could have seen some midi-scale sets in Skywalker Saga, but in The Force Awakens, we got this guy. Look at that. Very Rancor-esque. I can see the Rancor in them, and the Rancor inspiration behind it. Not a big fan of big figs. I want to say that now. Not a big fan. I do like a brick-built character. They're the best ones. And this Mantelian Savrit is decent. It is pretty cool. It's in an olive green, which I think is also a decent colour. I don't know why I'm put off the olive green. It's that green tinge. I think it should just be tan or dark grey. Or possibly even light grey, depending on the build. I'm not a big fan of this olive green colour. But the fact that this showed up in The Force Awakens, I couldn't not say it. And apparently it also showed up in the Skywalker Saga as well. I don't remember this. Species whose appearance was used for one of the holographic pieces in the game Djarik. So not a character that can be controlled. I didn't play Force Awakens enough to know if there was an extra that meant you could play as these characters. I don't even know if there's a list of extras. Doesn't seem to be. And also, finally, I found the site of Brett Foxwell, who was one of the people that worked on the puppets in A New Hope alongside Phil Tippett, and I found an image of the frame of the Mantelian Savrit. And I just want to say, we got scarily accurate to this. We have ball joints. We don't have these complex like bar ball to ball joints. We don't have ball to ball joints. We only have the single ball joints, but we got the shoulders, check. We got the ball joints, check. We got wrists as well. Just down here, there's extra wrist joints, check. We got the neck joint. We got the higher up neck joint. We got a movable jaw. Could be comparing these side by side. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, bottom of the neck, then top of the neck, which are different joints, bottom of the neck and top of the neck. The jaw joint, which is a ball joint, so we can like move the jaw in more ways than just a clip and hinge. We got the hip joint for the top of the leg, the knee joint as well, which is just down here, and a joint for the foot. The only joint we are missing is there's a lower torso joint just between the top and the bottom half of the body. I think it might have been a little overkill to have included it because the torso is the only section that is connected with a bigger plate than a 2x2. Maybe the foot. Maybe the foot is about a 2x3 or a 2x4, but the torso running the 2x4s and is a total of 6 studs long is the biggest part of the Mentalian Savret. Hello there! So I wasn't going to break that down. I was not going to go and add like 3 different torsos to it, but I thought that was really cool. The fact that we've got the skeleton. I could find an image because the one that I took of this, I still don't know where that's gone. I have no idea. Hello there, Grievous. I could get into a bit behind why we're doing what we're doing today with a Droid workshop, which is an upcoming experience through Lego. And I don't know if it is a part of the level up workshops. I don't really know what level up workshops are, if that's something that Lego have been doing, or if that's a partnership with Level Up Workshops, who are a company, I'm not going to advertise them too much, most of you don't care about this. They're a company that helps teams work together better, which I just found it weird that Level Up was included. I image searched that and the company was one of the first things that showed up. Don't know if it's a collaboration. It'd be nice to see Lego trying to improve their make and takes on that. I think it is a bit problematic. This is the third smart play experience that doesn't give you any smart play bricks. They're not even giving out the tiles. They're giving you out nothing. You get an experience to use it in store, which I've heard mixed reviews about. I have heard some people have gone in stores to test out the smart brick and haven't even been given an opportunity to use them, which sucks. It sucks not being able to use the smart brick and then going all that way as well, because not many people live near a Lego store. It's not going to be free for most people. Petrol, public transport, and they're just being handed a bag and, instructions, being told to build it at home. Or I have seen one person got handed a bag with no instructions, told they could find it online, and it was instructions for the Saber, I want to say. Yeah, because the Bantha weren't at Lego stores here. It was instructions for the Saber, and Lego don't put out instructions for this. We do have the make and take, or the mini builds, the mini build instructions here, and I haven't seen, unless they've updated it, I haven't seen any of the Star Wars ones on here. We've just got some of the Lego own ones. They haven't put, they did put, not Ninjago, they did put, I think they did have some licensed builds last time. I don't remember now. Father's Day coffee cup actually looks really nice. Looks like the cheap cups you can get. Birthday cake as well. Ninjago is a Lego owned theme. No, Dreams. Dreams was the other one, I think. And that is also Lego owned. But no Star Wars mini builds up as of yet. Gives you a chance to build a few droids. It would be cool if you could build your own droids. They called it Droid Workshop. Does anyone remember the Droid Workshop at Disneyland? Or in, I think some Disney stores had it as well, where you got to build your own like Black Series droids or the old Star Wars figures. I'd love for this to be in that style, but you just know this is, you go in, you get 1 out of 4 of these random because everyone's probably going to want R2-D2 otherwise, and you get handed the smart, maybe you don't get handed the smart brick. Probably couldn't trust it. Yeah, Mark remembers. I have an R2-D2. I think I have a Christmas R2-D2 somewhere that's from that. I didn't make it, but a family member got it. I remember thinking that was so cool, and then saw it when I went to Disney. Didn't do it. I can't remember what I got in the end after Star Tours. What an adventure that was. Oh no, I think I got pins, key rings, that sort of thing, rather than the toys. So expensive. But yeah, well, this is what we're building today. We're going to build these. They have not come out yet. I can't find a date because they are signed up, fully booked out. They are packed for the entirety of the UK. I think the States have a few, well, actually the States had a few last time I saw this, which was a few days ago now. Maybe they don't, but they had a few for the 22nd. So we're a bit early, just a tad. But I do have instructions for the old one that I do have. I have the dome as well somewhere. This R2-D2, it's almost identical. There's a few things changed, some for the better, some for the worse. You know what? I think we can get a better view in of this as well. We want that one. Perfect. That's just what we want. Great quality image there. Thank you, Lego. Yeah, there's a grey 1x1 on the side. On the bottom of R2's torso. I think that should have been a stud with a hole in, just to keep that hole in the bottom. That would have looked a lot better. Also, there's some random dark blue on the side. Don't like that. Don't like that. R2's got no dark blue up there. So I can kind of guess what they were doing. We're trying to get some dark blue on the side and not just have a block of it. I think they should have gone with a block or had a jumper. A jumper and a 1x1 up the side. That would have done very well. And then also, the rest of it's pretty decent. You know, we got the red light, which red, pink, depends on what scene and the lighting of the scene that you see R2 in. The rest of this has just been ported over from the older R2-D2. And you just know the back of this R2 is going to be plain. It's going to have some space for the smart brick to go on, but rather than build it into the model, which is our problem with it, it's not gonna look great, is it? It's gonna have a flat surface, and maybe it's got some brackets to get the plates on. I don't even know how they'd get the plates on, because that's all anti-studs at the back. Maybe you have to hold it in there yourself. But with the instructions for this R2, also the third leg of R2 here is a lot stronger than this connection, which is just a stud. I mean, the stud's good, but in a kid's hands, that's going to fall apart. They've tried to use the new piece as well. I like the old piece. It comes out a bit wider. And then domes in. Probably even getting a dish under here would be perfect. Finished bag 3 of the AT-AT and are on the final bag. Oh, you'll get it built in no time. Lovely. But the dome head was my only criticism at the time this polybag come out. Well, at the time the polybag come out, I really wanted this dome head and the BB-8 one. But when we built it on the channel, I wanted to replace it, and Lego's given us the perfect time, because I don't think this head is it. This is definitely not it. We could do a bit better than that. And there's a few ways I can think of it going, but I think we dive straight into it. Get building with the instructions, few minutes early. Get rid of that image. We don't want that. And see where we go. And then using these instructions, we should be able to build the other 3 droids as well. I love what they've done with the middle one. These 2 are recolors. They are the easiest to put together because they are literally recolors of R2-D2. And there's a new head. There's a new head on this droid at least. A few little pieces that are rearranged. This one is just an R2-D2 recolor. I think I said the same thing when the droid set come out with... Was it? Yeah, it was these 4. These are the droids from the Droid Builder. Is that still available? Are Lego still selling the Droid Builder set? Because that was a set that wasn't all too popular. I don't think you can get this outside of Lego. And that was a set you'd struggled to at the time. No, it's not currently available. It retired last year. The same droids? Or is it? No, this is the droid everyone wanted. It's quite hard to see him in this light. But we got a bit more white here. Oh, and we got Chopper as well. We did get Chopper instead of the R4D5. I have to check that. I think it's R4D5, but R2D2, the pink astromech, which is an R2KT. It's Q2KT? I think it's Q2KT. Let's double check this. The R4D5. No, R4D5 is the X-Wing one, isn't it? Oh, Clone Wars 17... Wait, what? R4D5. That is not the R4D5 we want. Lego will have the name. The brand new N1. Great set. If you haven't built this, I recommend it. Minifigure scale as well. Missed that out when we built it first. No, we want R5D4. Oh, so close, but yet so far. And then the other droid, if I put in pink astromech might come up with some of the elements, yeah. QTKT, not Q2KT, it was QTKT. But that is the one from the set. Instead of R2KT, who was the white astromech with the pink details. And then we got Chopper as well. If we have time, we build them all. We build Chopper, we'll build R2, we'll build R5, QT, and finally, the other one, the Imperial Droid. What was their name? R2, QT, R5J2. There you go. Maybe you can get a little Lola as well. Lola 59. Because that one is way too big. If BB-8's head is as little as BB-8's head is, which is like a 1x1, there's no way Lola should have been that big. Massive. But let's get the instructions up. Start building. And if anyone has any other droids they want to see built, please do let me know. Because I'm in the droid building mode today. We are going. I'm going to keep a load of these parts out because then we'll be able to build multiple of them. Seems to be a lot of rounded plates in every color. Go on then. Rounded plates, rounded bricks are back there. Snot bricks. We've got a few of those. Just the two sides. Is that it? Oh yeah, because they got the dome on the top. We still need to work out how the head is done. And then 2x2 plates. Let me get the Technic. That's the furthest away. Oh, it's not. We moved it. We moved the Technic so that we don't have to come this far for it. We got the arches, jumpers, plates. Oh, we got all sorts. And also I forgot to take a look at that new Lego set. So if anyone's into planes, stick around for that. But I don't know what the new Lego set is. It was some sort of, well, it was some sort of plane, I know that much. But other than that, it didn't give much away. Why are these all hidden? No. Yes. Yeah, they're hidden at the top, aren't they? Kinda. The front sticks out a little more. Is that the only 2x2? No, there's one at the bottom as well. Why didn't they use a 2x4? Oh, because it's not on the same level. Well, we've got whites. We should probably have pinks as well. Pinks, blacks. I think we get them all out. What other plates do we have? Greys? Not really. Maybe for Chopper. And just so they're not lonely, we'll get tans as well. Oh, we might need jumpers. I might just keep this drawer out. I shouldn't I? Keep this drawer out. And then any colour we need, we can get it as we need it. And that will be much easier than trying to empty all of the pieces out. We have our arches, we have our 2x2s, our snots, our other 2x2s, non-rounded slopes, tiles, and 1x1s probably as well. I'll only get one of those out because I'm assuming these colours will be common. Jumpers, tiles. We actually need quite a few pieces. I think I've overestimated this, or underestimated. 1x1s, rounded 1x1s probably. Studs. Let's start building and we'll see what else we pull out. Oh, and bricks. Yeah, that one's definitely not staying out. Oh wait, it's in a bag. Nice. Here's one I made earlier. A red brick, which is the inside of R2, because R2 is secretly evil, as we all know. Evil R2-D2, that's what the D stands for in R2-D2, dark side. R2 dark side is R2's full name, legal name, but you don't ever hear that. R2 dark side. What a full name that would have been. Oh, wait, grey. Maybe this was before we had white snot bricks. Do we have grey? Yeah, right at the bottom. A load of grey and a load of white. Fair enough. Do I have the tray? Oh no, I don't have the tray, but I might have. Is this box empty? No, that one isn't empty. This one's got a minifigure in. There we go. I might have a Builder Mini box. If you're at the Builder Mini, I have this little hack where I just start pouring things into a box, looking like I'm about to rob the store. And then, yeah, maybe if you're like dressed in all black and it's a cold night, so you've got scarf around your face, beanie over, don't do this. But what I do is I tend to just funnel BAM pieces into this box, and then I'll go through them and like pick them out and put them back as I'm looking through. It's so much easier than sifting them out, trying to hold them in your sweaty palm. And yeah, that's my trick when you're at the Builder Mini. And then when you're done, you can just pour them back. Just like so. Absolutely no mess. You've not got parts running around. One of the worst things you can do is drop something at the BAM wall, because then you have to bend down, pick it up. It's just a hassle. No one wants to deal with that. You're at the Lego store, have a little bit of fun. Spend some money as well. Spend a lot of money. A lot. More money than you realise you'd be spending today. You don't want to be picking up pieces off the floor. All right, we've used a lot of arches in... What set used a lot of arches? Weren't the A-Wing, weren't the Y-Wing, weren't the X-Wing. Maybe it was a little bit of the A-Wing. Little bit of the A-Wing is to blame. But I had arches somewhere else. So where can I pull arches off? Because I don't want to wreck the A-Wing yet. Let's see what we've got in... No arches. Wow, I must just not have a lot of white arches. Well, okay, we can nick the arches off the A-Wing then, if it wants to be like that. Do I seriously not have anything built with... well, besides the mouse, but I just parted out the spare one of that. We've got some different colours. No white. Oh, one white! One white arch. Oh, and 2x4s as well. 2x4s. No, I can genuinely say I have no idea where we've used them for. It was something recent. So let's have a little look. 2x4 arches. What are they used on? Why white? They're not going to be... Are they going to be 4x2 arches? Sometimes Lego flips it. Oh, slopes. Sometimes Lego will flip it and the piece won't show up. 2x4 in white. 95 sets. Which one of these have we built recently, chat? We haven't built any of these vehicles. Definitely haven't built the unicorn. I'd remember that. No, not in... Oh. Wait, so there's even more that I'm missing. Haven't built the scout trooper, the gunship. I don't think I've built that many old sets recently. We got the poly bag. We've definitely used them. Maybe it was in a mock, but we've definitely used them recently. What was it for? What was... I genuinely can't remember what it was used for. What have we built recently? I might have to bring up my own channel here just to have a little look in recent history. We built one in the Crocs. It weren't on the tire. I'm not going to go through it one by one. Yeah, we didn't modify... I'm trying to think back of the A-Wing. It weren't that. No, we definitely haven't used it recently. Or maybe I was going to use it and I've put it aside for another build. But does that mean I've still got R2 built? I have a bag of builds here. Could R2-D2 be inside this bag of builds? No chance. No chance I bagged R2-D2 and didn't part them out. No way. There are so many builds here. I need to do a sorting stream. Maybe that's what I'll do for the birthday stream. Sort out Lego. We got wire wings from the magazine, but no sign of R2 or anything really built. Alright, we'll move forward without them. And if I remember where I put them, we'll come back and replace them. In the meantime, we'll see if we've got any of the smaller ones and what other colours we can use. Because there was one arch in here. We could flat out just replace it with slopes. Square off R2-D2's becoming octagonal. Let's go. And that would... Oh, would it work? Yeah, with a 2x4 that would work. Or a 4x4 that would work. Because that's what we're doing. Wouldn't work on the other one. That's going to be a bit more awkward. We could round off the back. Is there any detail? Just that little bit. Could round off the back. Where? Unless I bagged them up. Unless I bagged them up in their own thing. Oh, that's annoying. No other R2s. No, I don't think I kept this one built. Should we make a tilt R2-D2? Completely mix up the colours. Be glaringly obvious for when I find them though. No, we can swap them out with slopes for now. There we go. We can see them a bit better upside down. The day I get every single piece sorted in my collection, I will become unstoppable like crazy. If whenever I need a part, I will know exactly where to find it. But it is not this day. There was at least one more slope in here. No, they can't fool me. We saw that. I caught that on stream. Where? There it is. Yeah. There it is. We got one of them. One down. Too many to go. They're not dark blue, the arch. We need an image of R2 to compare this to. Of an actual R2-D2. First image on Google. That will do. Background free and all. We need this to be able to compare. So as we're building, now it is definitely a white panel on the side, but it is... Arch is a bit too bulky. Cheese slope wouldn't work. Cheese slope is not working, but it also isn't not working. Like, I feel like there's potential for a cheese slope on the side. Yeah, let's go for it. Do or do not, and we are doing. What are we doing? 2x4s. And then a 1x2 cheese slope. We can still make use of the, actually, we can then 2x4 that out. So we need that underneath. No, because we need a 2x4 there too. Wait a sec. Alright, we've just replaced it with... Everything's becoming a 2x4. The 2x4-ageddon. And then we're sloping both sides. That gives us some panels. We can open them as well. Oh, yes! Genius! We can open these panels and get accessories in the side. Or maybe swap them out for 1x1s. Not open them completely. No, to be fair, they would open completely. So that would work. And then 1x2s on the side. Does that? Oh, we go across. 1x2s on a side. Yeah, we can just turn that into bricks. That's all right. And same on the other side, or is it thinner on the other side? For some reason, it looks to be thinner. So if we've got 4s coming up here. No, we need something to flip these. So a brick on the top. Oh yeah, because we need the axle for it. Brick on the top. And Technic brick on the bottom. In white. A white brick with an axle hole. 2 of those though. Again, interesting choice that they've not used Technic brick, because the axle hole's blue. Yeah, it's blue. What's the inside of R2's side? R2D2, but we want a side profile because that to me looks grey. That looks silvery grey. I think it's just white. I think it's white. So what white pin do we have? If we want it to be white, do we have a Technic pin? No, we have a light grey Technic pin. Oh, we do have a white half pin and an axle. We do have one of those pieces in white. So I'm going to stick with the axle for now. We'll have to colour that on a droid to droid basis though. And how rare is this part? Because I only seem to have a handful of them. So hopefully not a lot of droids are white. How rare? What are we looking for? The pin axle connector. Perfect. In white. It's come in 13 sets. This is just the oddest set to have in the lineup of F1 cars. So the 12 F1 cars have 4 of them. Did I swap mine out? Yeah, because I had the green car and the white really sticks out. So I've got 4 from these plus another one. That's my handful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that 5th one's the spare. You're 22 in this set. I like the way they bought it out for one set for Bionicle and retired it. 2002. Didn't touch it for another 23 years. This is probably a different element. I think this connector has gone through some changes since then, but it's frictionless, which might cause an issue down the line. Is there a white pin? Friction ridges in white. It doesn't have an image. That's too rare. Transparent though. That looks nice. Anyway, we have a white. We'll see how that works. Maybe we don't need friction ridges. I think we do, but maybe we don't. We could also use, because there is a hole at the top, we could use a snot brick. I've got some in white and green with the one bit sticking out. I don't know if we've got a white stud pin. If it does exist, which I think it does, I don't know if it comes with friction ridges or without. No, it's the one without that's in white. So that's not going to work. But these studs will hold it in place. So that's all right there. Why are the legs so far back? The legs should be central. Or is that why they attach them to the front? Because then they can be a bit further back. Might add a 1x4 just to center them out on either side. Secure them in place as well. And that will stop it from rocking too far. Because the last thing we want is for R2 to randomly fall over. I'm then going to spend the rest of the stream wondering what fell and never figuring out it was R2D2 who's going to be up there with the rest of them. Camouflaged. I think we do the same for the front and back. And that goes for the rest of them as well. The rest of the droids. Because I'm liking that. We get it secured in. A little 1x1 brick. Get some detail though. Whereas Lego have just flattened it out. Let's get one of those funky bricks in. Not masonry. Or masonry works. Masonry might look better than what I was going to say. I was going to go with one of these profile bricks. One of these ones that have the horizontal lines or the vertical lines. I'm thinking one of them would be cool. But panels, masonry bricks. The profile brick just look better for panels because they've got the 2 sections. And the rest of the plates break it up nicely. Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. We just got to go with those. And then another 1x4 on the back. Hope you're jotting this down because I don't know if I'm going to remember all this. A lot of numbers. We'll follow along. We'll get it. And then the back end, we used 2x4s, 3 of them. We created this little, almost Jenga-esque connection. We could have used a 4x4, but that works with some slopes on the side. 1, 2, 3, and this is the front, isn't it? 3, 4. That's where the head goes on the top. Legs connect to the side. Don't need those yet. Don't need this yet. And then, oh, tiles, jumpers, and grills. Know where they'll be. Yes. Yes, no, wait. Where did we say the front was? The front was disconnected, so this is the front. We've got, why do we have a jumper at the bottom? Is that's for the stud with a hole in? I remember that now. Dark bluish grill to get the different sections, which is perfect. 3 layers. Could even paint that inside bit white just to cover up the rest. And then another grill on the back. Not a grill, a jumper. Another jumper on the back. Not sure we're going to have enough for all these droids. Just the old ones as well. So many of them. And that's on the bottom. Wait a sec. Yeah. That's a 1x1 on the bottom. But doesn't the back of R2... No, it doesn't. I was going to say, doesn't the back of R2 have some detail? No, it doesn't. But it does have a little bit of silver down there. So I'm going to pop this off and try and find, I don't think Lego do silver jumpers. So I'm going to get a light bluish grey. Get that at the bottom. Maybe swap this for a light bluish grey wedge. And swap this one out for 1 white and 1 dark blue. That's going to be the perfect combo. Yeah, that's the back of R2 right there. Probably even get an ingot on the top. We've got 3 panels going up the middle. I think that's a tile. I don't think that's 2 separate tiles. It could be white jumpers, and particularly a 2x2 jumper would fit in nice up there. Because what we're doing with a 2x2 jumper, 2 1x1 jumpers is gonna have like 2 squares off to the left, 2 squares off to the right. A 2x2 jumper is gonna straight up just cover the whole thing. And then we put a regular 1x2 in the middle, which you'd think at first could cause problems. Maybe that's gonna start spinning around at some point. But because we got the jumper at the bottom as well, and I might plate up the ingot on the top, it's gonna trap it in the middle. Just not give it a chance. It's going to have no choice but to stay still and accept the fact that it's not going anywhere. Yeah, similar pattern on the front. I don't think we'll add the dark blue. We could get a grey on the left. Another grey slope. It doesn't quite go up to the plugs though. So I might shrink this down a little bit. Maybe even flip these cheese slopes around, so that it looks like there's some big panels in the middle. And then get a 1x1 light bluish grey instead. That contains it a little more to the bottom and stops it going up over the plugs. And then what was it? An ingot, maybe 2 ingots. An ingot, a tile, and a dark blue round 1x1? Does that even exist? Is that something that Lego have made, or am I making pieces up now? I invented Lego elements so that I could build a better detailed R2-D2. So far, all common elements. Has to be done. Common elements for an R2-D2. Yeah, dark blue isn't looking likely. Mr. 1x2. Hopefully that doesn't come out too far past the head. What's that look like recessed? Oh, better. Quite a bit better. I don't know if you can see it on the desk cam. Is it too bright? I think it's just because we're working with white. One of the most impossible colours. How does this... How does... Oh, Technic. Okay. That kind of answers how it spins. But I also think it's just because... Yeah, it's just because we're sandwiching this in the middle. We'll get there. We will get there. Where was this? That's from there. Oh. So we need a printed tile. This will tell me if I've still got R2-D2 built. If I've got the printed tile in here. Yeah, R2's not built. This is the 1x2 printed tile that came in the original poly bag. And they've got it the right way around. This way up. Horizontal on top. Vertical on the bottom. And then a 1x1. Dark bluish grey would work in place of dark blue. But it doesn't look as cool as a dark blue would. It's just not there. We've also got the light bluish grey we need to add. We want to keep that bit white. There is a dark blue fan down here. So I think we do the same to the back. As we did to the back. Not do the same to the back. We've just fixed it up. Hello there, Owen. So we've got the 1x2, move that down a tad. And then we can colour the corners whatever we want. I'm thinking light blue and dark blue. That went well on the back. That's going to go well on the front. And it... Oh, that's black. That's not dark blue. Wrong colour. Look at that. Again, I'm not liking it with that stud. We could add a tile off. They did light bluish grey. We could try and add some sort of cross section to it as well, but just dark blue is going to be perfect. We could go for another printed tile as well. Yeah, that would work as well. Do we have any dark blue 1x1? There's black, dark grey. Dark grey is the closest we're going to get, so I'm going to place one of those on the back, and then we just need a tile, I think, and we fixed our 2D2's torso. Be fun adding those in. So, tile or an ingot? Tile or an ingot? Ooh, the ingot's looking good. Because it sandwiches down to the rest of the build. Yeah, I like the ingot. I'm going to keep that there. A little bit of detail on the back. Not too over the top. About right. And for the arms, which are the... Oh, no, we haven't finished. We haven't finished the base yet. We need some of the round jumpers just at the back there. Have I not mixed in the new ones yet? No, I have. Hold on. Where are they gone? Got like a million of them in white, no? Oh, there's one. There is one. And that goes on top of the spider web. Oh, that's slope draw. Wrong one. Here we go. I've seen a better spiderweb element. What was it? Oh, the Spider-Man spiderweb. For an actual spiderweb in mocks, modulars and that. Yeah, I've seen the Spider-Man one used. Looks really good. What colour am I? If I could be a colour. I wonder what chat would put. I would say green. Because green supreme, you know. Oh, that's not going to catch on. What are the arrows? Wait, why are there arrows every 45 degrees? Oh. And a white clip. Does that exist? Say green too? Snap! Great choice. Yes! There's a white clip. We've got it. All right. That white clip's going to look better than grey. I don't know if it existed. This is a poly bag from 2018? Or is it 2000 or is it 2007 or is it 2016? I think 2016's was BB-8. Did they do it the next year? I want to say it's either end of 2017 because that was back when we got Lego Star Wars gift with purchases in like September. People seem to forget it wasn't just around May. But I think March, April, May, that's a bit too much. R2 polybag. 2017, but I guarantee this was like September of 2017. Out of the blue. This was on a May 4th. It wouldn't have the date. We're not going to get a exact date anywhere. That goes for a bit of money. Goes for quite, I mean, for a polybag. For a brick-built polybag, no one usually pays for the exclusive dome. That's not a bad price. The foot is also white, so if we can cover up that element at the bottom, which we could do with this axle, but the brick ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna hold it. Not this time. Oh, it's gonna be tricky unless we can find one of those. Wait, what if we get another snot brick in it? What if we just go all in on these snot bricks and use them everywhere? Oh, okay. Banana Man fell. No! Not the Banana Man. Just fell off the whiteboard. Yeah, we moved him earlier. Big mistake. Because he doesn't have a magnet on the back. Can I even show that? Oh, I shouldn't show that. Because he doesn't have a magnet on the back. Well, it's a good thing it's got no personal details on it, eh? That could have been bad. Knew it was gonna fall. Oh dear. Well, anyway, back to the build. Let's try and find those Technic pins. We're gonna need these, one on each, and then a 1x5 beam. There's got to be a better way to do this, especially with all the studs on it. What if we replaced it with a plate? And then that plate, oh, what if we replaced it with a plate? Where do I keep my 1x5 plates? They must be in here. Because a 1x5 plate, oh, I don't have any in white, but it has rounded off edges which would move and connect to all the studs. See, a squared off plate would work at the top end, but not at the bottom end. So that would be a problem. 1x5. Can I order any 1x5 plates? Let's see. In white. All right, they do exist. 65 sets. Oh wait, do I have any? No, there are quite a few new sets. Any that I could pick up and steal them from? Maybe the slave one. Finish the 8080. Awesome. Nice one. Is it as good as you expected? Probably. Probably from the MIDI, not to answer for you. Probably from the MIDI scale ships. We've got some older sets here. Never picked up an Imperial Shuttle. This would have been the one to pick up though. With the Rebels, with Han on the jacket, Leia's poncho. What a set to pick up. And the cookie. Referenced years later in the Advent calendar. Well, like 10 years later in the Advent calendar, but no. No white 1x5s. Yeah, I'll add that to my wish list then. So Technic beam it is. And then 1x5. One of them. I forgot about the 1x5s. I definitely don't have any in pink. So we might need to sticker some of these. Oh, and I put the Technic drawer away. Oof, but not in the right spot. Good thing I could find it so quickly. We've got some white pins in there. That would work. That would work. What we really need is some of these triple length pins, but having a double length on one side and then a stud on the other. So whereas they've got the 2 pins and then the 1 pin, we need a stud where that 1 pin is. I think that exists. Well, 3-length exists with axles, and it would be an impossible piece to take off. So maybe don't make that. Maybe that's not a good idea. What can we use for this? Yeah, these work. They have the hole on the side. They're not going to pop off unless you're spinning it, which I don't think I'll be spinning this one too much. We can get some flamethrowers in there as well, just to look cool. I think we even go for a hollowed out stud. Oh, gotta be careful of the desk. I think we go for a hollow out stud on the side. That way it's easier to connect flamethrowers and stuff to it. And we're also bringing it out to the same distance as the other one. And then this pin could go into it from the other side. So we've only got 2 stud connectors. No Technic holding on this leg. That would work. Any sort of wiry pieces we can connect in here? Or do we go for another hollowed stud? This is more display than play. And then they have a blue one at the bottom because it needs friction pins. We've got... Oh wait, no, blue doesn't... Wait, blue doesn't even have friction pins. Blue is just like grey, no? Yeah, they're smooth. Why have they... Maybe blue looks better? I can kind of see some sort of blue or something on the bottom here. But I don't know if that's just because that's what they want us to see. Blue does work better than grey. It looks cool. But... Oh... Grey through the middle here is like the wire that runs along. So we want grey for the dark blue grille. And then we might want grey down below as well. They got the pneumatic T. Blue works. Dark blue's perfect, but we don't have dark blue. Doesn't exist right now. Maybe we go with blue. Maybe they've backed us into a corner. We go with blue, or Lego comes out with a dark blue 1x1 stud. It's got to exist. It's got to exist in dark blue. 43 colours. What's the chance that it doesn't exist? There are only currently, assuming all these colours are still in production, which they're probably not, there are only currently like 59 colours in production. So the chances are higher. 73% chance that it does exist. About 27.11864406.8% chance that it doesn't. I like those odds. But what's the chance that first off it actually exists? How many of these Modulex medium stone grey? No, that does not exist. Someone's just miscolored it. So that's knocking down our chance. And I haven't seen a dark blue stud. It's not something that I've seen because it's not something that exists. But blue does. Hold on. If blue exists, why don't I have any of those? I need to get me some blue studs. And it would look cool on the front. It would look cool. But because we've gone with dark bluish grey, maybe we switch it up and go with dark bluish grey again. Maybe dark bluish grey is the way. And then the T-bar sticks out a little bit. Is that how R2's is? Yeah, it sticks out a little bit. Maybe we go with white. Maybe white is the way. And then the bar sticks out of that. Didn't think of that. Because we don't have dark blue, I still think we just paint over the ball joint of the, well, not the ball, it's not that big. We paint over the ball of the pneumatic T-bar. Means we don't need those either. Because there is a bump in the middle. So if we wanted to get real technical about it, just finishing it up nice, we'd get the T-bar and just paint this middle bit dark blue. And this also isn't going to rotate, which the blue one, yeah, the blue one's going to rotate, so it saves us that little bit of annoyance there. And then a little grill in the middle. Nice. What do they have for the top? Just the blue pin. Don't have anything white sticking out. Dark blue grill. All right, we'll keep that out. We'll need that for the next one. And I think I just keep out a tub of grills. Got a nice array of shininess. Just beaming out from it. Bit of shine in there. There we go. These are R2's legs. We then got the Technic. That'll connect. And it still works. Does this go forward or back? It's the most secure way from Lego. They do them separate ways. So if that is on, okay, if that's on that side and that flips over, they're pointing forward. Technic with a stud pointing forward. That didn't feel very secure. That didn't feel very secure when I slid that on. There's no pop. Why is there no pop? Where's the... I expect there to be like a little click. It's like this pin is too short. Oh! Oh! I understand now. I pushed this too far in. Oh, that's quite dangerous. All right. This is a little PSA for this element right here. This Technic pin, you've got to push into the Technic before you push it into the stud. Because when you push it into the Technic, that little rim around it hides itself on the inside. And then you connect it to the stud and it's got the free flowing clip. Whereas right now it isn't free flowing because that little rim is hidden on the inside. Huh. Didn't know that. Hello there. Ended up having a great time at the convention and decided to go to Bricks and Minifigs after to buy a set instead. Wise choice. Probably got some better value there. So what did you pick up, if you don't mind sharing? What did you get? Anything? You know, there's good purchases. Every purchase is a good purchase. But any like white wow level sets, did you find anything? I don't want to say over the top because that makes it seem undervalued. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anything you cracked open straight away? One grey stud. And that's at the front. What's that meant to be? Is that meant to be this? And do we have any brown that we can add? We could add a brown. We could add like a brown slope. Brown slope might be too much. Brown. A brown what? If we've got a slope at the back, could we add a brown plate underneath the slope? Yes, Lego set 10739. And something you've been trying to find for a while. And a Captain America fig to go with the big shield you have. Did the big shield, it didn't come with a figure. Oh, crazy the fact that that didn't come with a figure. Is this still on the Lego site? Or are we going to have to outsource it? It is Shark Attack. 10739. Decent little set from the movie. That Shark Henchman is cool. The Shark Mobile's actually pretty cool. Nice one. And a fish grappling gun. Oh wow. That fish grappling gun looks sick. I'm going to nab that for a future fishy mock. Yep. Love these characters. It did, but it was missing it because you bought it second hand. These are really cheap to pick up online. These, well, maybe not really cheap because I think there are Ninjago minifigures that work better. Oh, that's a sweet play feature. Oh, and that spins. Well, this is quite cool. Guy's bike. Wish they had a charger to go, an X1 charger to go around that. Oh, wait, is that the Woogie? Okay, I'm getting distracted with the figures here. But yeah, if you wanted to build your army, I picked up the entire shark army online for not too much recently. Definitely recommend it for display. That'd look great. That's a handy little set. 1, 2, 3, 4 builds. Nice. That's what I like about the juniors and the 4 play sets. They just come with so much as opposed to just one ship that's very dense. 20 in total for everything. Not bad. This probably retailed for 20, didn't it? Maybe not that much. Maybe a little under. So nice deal there. Awesome. Look at the legs. Oh, yes. Right at the front, which means we're going to have to switch these around. Oh, easy to do. Literally place them on the other feet. I'm going to add a 1x1 under the slope. That's what I like about the smaller sets as well. Because without minifigures, sets are so affordable. Lego sets have genuinely never been as affordable as now without minifigures. The prices go down crazy fast. I love picking up a set without figures because some of the figures as well are probably figures that you've got in your collection. Chances are if you've had Ninjago sets previously, you've probably got a Lloyd, probably got a Kai. They might not be that exact version. I'm not too fussy when it comes to that. Not anymore, at least. It used to be a lot more. I think it retailed for 20, 25. Awesome. Yes, $25. I see. So yeah, it probably was about 20 quid. I'm thinking probably 17.99 in pounds. So that is like 20 something dollar set. I think we're right there. And then white slopes. I think I've used them all. I might have used all my white slopes. How many? We've only used 4. No. There's plenty more where that come from. You know what? This has a smaller funnel as well because of the corner. But it's bigger in the sense that it can funnel through more. Oh, there's a slight gap there, which allows it to pass. I thought they were going to... Actually, does it come into contact with a stud? Huh. Maybe it's better to do it that way. Also, yes, the 2x3s should be inwards. I don't know how I've managed to put this one on outwards. They should be over the foot, like so. Or under the leg, so that they're fitting in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Plenty of them. Stands up, nice. And then, how satisfying can this be? That's the only problem with pouring stuff in. But the way I pour, it ends up covering it. You can't see it, but don't worry, that was satisfying. As always. Finally, for the feet, a stud, and then there is an extra foot, which is just a brick. Bit chunky. Is there any other... Oh. Is there any way we can get an inverted slope on the back there? Or maybe we can do something to shrink down the foot just a tad. Maybe we could add brackets or a snot brick. Don't know if they have bricks and minifigs outside the US. I heard something about them expanding and then it just never happened. I don't know how long ago that was. Yeah, in the UK we don't have an equivalent to the bricks and minifigs. We have little stores dotted around, but we don't have like what, and a few of them are part of a small chain, like they'll have 2 or 3 different stores, but no one has, as far as I know, no one yet has one chain that has stores in multiple locations other than like Lego. Lego's the only one that sells Lego, and then you get like your Smiths, your Toys R Us. Great options, typically find things below retail. Nice to see. I went to a store recently and everything was retail price, like Lego retail, which is nuts because Lego give you 5% back through insiders, often 10. Every month so far, they've had something for insiders, usually double, triple points. And I don't know how others, well, they weren't. To be fair, they were stocked up. They weren't selling much. But I don't know how other stores try to sell things. It's that mindset of if it's more expensive, they have to sell less. But then you've got less people returning. And I do like a sale. I end up buying so much more in a sale than I would if it weren't. Right, how are we gonna flip some studs? We've got half a leg. Also, yeah, the brick is a good idea. This is a bit too small, but we just need to flip it on the back. And so, oh, with a bracket. Yes, because the bracket will go into the back like so and have another stud on it. Perfect. And this is 3 plates tall. So we're just a 1x2 out. Couldn't plan that to go better. Nice. Depends on the new sets. Typically it's 2 to 3 above retail for current sets. Small businesses. Wow. Yeah, I find that's crazy. I mean, for cheaper sets I kind of understand, but the thing I don't get is the same store had a few like £13 sets for about £8. So the cheaper sets were cheaper, which I think they should be more expensive. In a smaller store, they get away with being more expensive because you can't just order a, you know, £13 set or like a $20 set through Lego because it doesn't meet the free delivery. I mean, there's a load of little sets that you can usually stack them. But they're the ones that are harder to find, and they're always the ones on sale. So that's the body of R2D. No, it isn't. We're missing the studs. Hold that. Hold on. Is it just the grey stud? Yeah. Just 2 of these in grey. Light bluish? Yeah. Or silver. Light bluish. Or silver. Evil. Oh, there's a silver one. I'm not finding many light bluish. There's another silver one. Yeah. Silver it is. You'd think that the smaller sets were more expensive, but they seem to be going through loads of them. Maybe that's how they get people in the door, and then they'll see an older, bigger set. And they'll go for that instead. We can't use the well, we could use the instructions for the head, especially with the axle in them. I wonder how Lego are going to go about this, because no, that is the way they've done this. More or less, this is identical to the new one coming out. I've made a few improvements on it, but if you follow the instructions to the T, you're pretty much there. For the head, I think it is a similar mechanism. I'm just trying to work out how they get it to rotate, because that looks like it's built in. This one looks like it rotates. That one could rotate, but these two look like they're built in brick-wise. In the US, your stores are having issues stocking bigger and lower end sets. Yeah, I know the US has quite a few issues with it, which is why Lego set up the new US factory. I think it's in the States. I think it is somewhere in the States. So hopefully that fixes the supply issue. But also, Lego went through post-lockdown. Lego did go through a phase where people were dropping out of it. And I think the fact that less sets are available makes it appear more like a collector's item. So with the new Pokemon sets, the fact that Lego had been producing them, probably pumping them out for a year and a bit, because we know Lego makes sets so much in advance, that they had so many sets available, and then they decided, what if we say it's sold out because more people will want it, especially with Pokemon fans. So every morning it would come in stock, and then it would go out of stock straight afterwards. 3 days later, back in stock, then out of stock. I saw so many posts of it back in stock, out of stock. Back, it was like a little game of Pong with them just back in stock, out of stock. And I think it does ramp up demand a little bit. But some of that was actual stock issues. Definitely some of that was them just playing it up. Target's doing a little better, but Walmart continues to only stock sets from January and before. Wow, we've got, I mean, smart play sets I think were harder to stock as well. I don't know why Lego, it might be something in production where Lego haven't fully jumped into it, where Lego aren't believing the smart play sets yet, because they're still not available worldwide. I don't know if we have an update on when they are going to be available. As far as I know, it's not in the foreseeable future. We're not talking April, maybe May. It's going to be like end of the year before Denmark, the home of the brick, can get the smart play sets. That is nuts, the fact that they can't get it right now. But I don't think there's much that anyone else can do about it. I've just had a brainwave for what we can do on the head of R2, and it might mean we have to pull apart the set a little bit, because that annoying piece from the Gorilla ATST, this one right here, might be able to slot down inside the droid. But how far can it go? Let's see. Wait, is that it? No, there's a whole round 2x2 brick. That's still not great, I'll be honest. Still not what we want to see. Oh, there's a 1x1 in there as well. Yeah, that's not great. So that's not going to work. I think we go with the either a lipstick piece or just a 2-length bar, because that will go into the axles here. And then does that fit into 2 plates? How far? I think we just need more than 2 plates. 2 plates would work, because then we can get snot bricks on top, and then we just have to worry about these side pieces as well, which we can worry about that in a minute. Let's see if this works with rounded off plates in white. Just need the 2 of them. Oh, yeah. And then, no, it's going to be close. There's going to be about that much of a gap between them. What? Oh wait, what we can do is flip this one around. Let's just pull the whole thing out. We don't even need the round plates. How am I gonna pull this out? We need an axle to go in there. Ooh, perfect length for a brick separator. I don't know if you heard that pop. Let's see if we can capture that. Oh, there you go. It was quiet, but it was there. And because we popped that out, we can swap out this plate for an entire 2x2 round brick. And then double end these. Look at that. Can't get much more secure. 2x2 on that side, and then snot bricks on this side. That will capture the front and the sides. We do need a bracket over the sides, or corner snot bricks. Do I have many of those? 1x1 snot bricks with a stud sticking out on each corner. Probably a few of them in grey. Oh look, just on the surface. Perfect, perfect, not you. Perfect. That's our 4 sides covered. We've got plates. Yeah, we can fit 2x2s in every side here. Making sure these hold on. Still don't know how I'm going to feel about that dome on top. That feels a little extra. But there's one way to find out, by actually building the thing, and that is slopes, jumpers. Not many pieces we have out already, besides the jumpers. That one we do. And the back of R2-D2's head. What do you look like on the back? Oh, just flattened off. There is a little bit at the back of the head that sticks out, the little round bit. have a feeling they've probably done that based on the way they've done the rest of the head. And then that top bit is the other dome. Because R2 has layers, right? Like an onion. Yeah, we've got the top bit, and then we've got this here, which is what I think they've put the eye in with. So if we... let's first get a... nope, forgot. That doesn't work. Let's get a close-up of R2-D2 here. Yeah, I think the eye is meant to be in that top row. Should have used a dish on top. All the printed dishes used on BB-8. And they couldn't spare one for this. Oh. Dark blue slopes? Do I? Or cheese? Oh. I kind of don't want to do this now because then it would pair up to the body as well. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. Maybe I do have dark blue slopes. I'm going to look. Oh, I do have dark blue slopes. Oh wow, 1, 2, 3. Why do I have dark blue slopes? Where would they have been used? But instead of using dark blue slopes, I'm going to base this all on another, you guessed it, 2x4. I can't get enough of them. And I'm going to use another 2x4 because it adds up to the base. It looks the exact same, front and back. Even on the side, I think it almost adds up. So I'm going to get more of these 1x1s in dark blue. And also, no, I don't want white, do I? I want grey. Because then that spaces out a bit of grey so that we can add some more dark blue on the side. And I've got a great, in fact, I got a perfect idea. I don't normally say that about my ideas. I do say that often though. Probably more than I should. I got the perfect idea for the sides so that we can add a bit more grey. And so that R2's face isn't too out there, you know? Isn't too misplaced, I want to say. I think we'll still go with a 2x2 in the middle in light bluish grey. Let's keep the colours the same. Light bluish grey 2x2. And then on top of that, we can start to build the eye on the... I want to say R2's eye's on the left, but no, it is on the right. But then there is some sort of round thing. You've got also the trans blue piece on the left. So much detail for such a little astromech droid. All right, this right here is the blue sensors. Is this bit here with the little light box on the side, and then we've got the light on the right with a few more bits there. What are we going to do for this little eye as well? Because this is a tiny light. That is small. So perhaps we shuffle that to the left. That's quite central. We'll move that to the left so that we can get this on the right. And we can do that with, yeah, I think a 1x1's good. We could even put it straight in there and have the light. Because the light doesn't stick out. The light is very much a part of R2. So what colours do we have? We got red. Do they use red? Let's find out. What colour is R2-D2's light? There should be an S in there somewhere. Red, blue, and sometimes green. Not sure. Is it? Wait, is it? In A New Hope, it was always red. Thank you, Reddit. We'll go with that one. That's good enough for me. We're going to go with a red piece. Not quite central, but central enough because that gives us space to have the little... the camera. The little light bit in the middle. It's not a camera. The little light in the middle. Why don't we just pair these up? That way we'll be able to not have to flick back and forth. Or even better, pair these ones up. Yes, that's more like it. We could use, and I think the only piece we could use for this is the nipple tile. I don't know if there's a worthy opponent to the nipple tile. We go with one of those. It's perfect. It's got the same shape. It fits in there like it was meant to be. I think that's the best we could have gone with. Lego missing it out as well on their official model. And then they've gone with a grey plate behind the eye. Do we have any dark blue jumpers? I sure hope so. We're going to need a few of those. Do I have any more? Or was that it? Oh, we got a few more. Oh, we got a brick of them. I'm going to grab that for a little bit. That'll make sense in a while. We don't need that many. I've got 5. I think I'm going to need 2 or 3. But it's better to have too many and be prepared than to not have enough later on. Right? That works. And then light bluish grey slopes on the top. Make sure we're filling this in as we go. Otherwise, I am going to forget about it. And finally, an eye, which has to just be a black rounded off tile. There's nothing else we can... Oh, what if we use an eye? What if... And we're not giving R2-D2 a sentient eye, not making R2 look like a actual like creature here. We are giving R2-D2 a little bit of glare. This is glare on R2-D2's head, which so happens to look like an eye and make him look a bit more alive and cuter that way. But R2-D2 with an eye. That's pretty cool. I think R2-D2's brickhead has an eye. Yeah, here we go. This is R2's brickheads. Definitely has a brickhead's eye, but it works because it's kind of like glare, and the same piece was used in grey. Snap! I think it's a similar design. We're going to switch it up around the side. Actually, a very similar design. I never realised how close this brickheads was to the polybag. Wow. Similarly, a lack of detail around the back. But then they've gone... They could have even had just a single dish on the top. And I think that would have worked. Loving the silver. That looks cool. We're not here to be building that. I'm actually going to move these to the side as well. Clear up some space so that we're not too crowded. Oh, we can breathe. Like I can stretch my arms out again. It's been a while. And then cheese slopes on top. I think Lego, you got to double down. Don't go sloping off the top here. It makes it look weird. Continue it around. R2's dome. Only it comes in ever so slightly there. Ever so slightly. I don't think it's worth sloping that bit off. Maybe an ingot, because this does stick out a little. Because they haven't gone with a bracket. Because the bracket, as far as we're building, is impossible to add. Maybe rounding off the slope as well. But I don't think that would look any better. Anyway, or what if they had... No, because then you've got the gap on the side. Yeah, maybe an ingot. I'm going to try that out. But first we're going to need... What? 1 2x2 in light bluish grey. And that's the basis of both our sides. Both of them will be done the same. So it doesn't matter which way you go here. I'm adding... a blue, yeah, there's a little grey break in the section, so I'm going to add a blue jumper and then a grey 1x1. Maybe that's the ingot that goes all the way up. Maybe that's the ingot and we add a grey a grey jumper on top of that. Is this going to look great or is this going to look less than great? Because there's no other way I see this going. It's either going to look the part and be cool, or I'm going to want to switch this out for a few other elements and get some brackets in there. It jumps in a little bit. It's not perfectly flush around the side. That gives it some depth. It gives it some detail without it being too overly detailed. The ingot doesn't feel like it sticks out, even though it very much does. It looks like R2's got ears now. Jumper would have been the best element to add here, or we could have just bricked it out the same. We could have bricked it out the same. We would have just put plates down on the side, and that would have been too blocky. This gives it a nice little bit of depth, and also continues the little chunks. I might just replace this for a tile. No, because it still works. Yeah. It still works. Only thing is this has to be dark blue. And then it still works. We've got the lights. We've got a few dots around here. And then we've got grey around the back. I can complicate this. For sure I can complicate this. And then, oh, cheese slopes. That'd be a pain on the side here. Unless we bracket it off 2 ways on the side. Do we complicate it? I think we always complicate it on the channel. We've got to, right? Has to be done. And then we can do that on the front as well. So scrap the 2x4s. We're not using them anymore. Instead, what do we have? Where's our 1x2s? And we need dark blues as well. Does that have its own... Does that have a bag? I don't think I have enough of those to have a drawer. Oh, it does have a bag. But the bag's split. It's come out of the back. Any 1x2s or just a lot? Wow, a weird amount of... Oh, 1x5s. We picked those up at the BAM wall. That was a nice colour to get in dark blue. If I ever need a smaller element, I can just chop these up. I'm joking. Unless 1x2s. We're going to build our own 2x4 and add a little dark blue in the corner. Alternatively, you could just add a little bit of paint to the bottom of these 2x4s. That's the easy way. But when you can build it with Lego bricks, is there really a point for paint in it? Because you're only going to get so close to the dark blue that Lego use. Whereas if you're using the actual Lego pieces, you can get it spot on. I think I should have got another bag for these. Maybe they shouldn't be in a bag. Maybe blue should be with dark blue. Maybe this deserves to be in the drawer. But do I have too many blues? Is that why they went in a bag? I don't know how I closed that initially, but I could see why it popped open. Blue. Oh, yeah. Blue is looking full. Any colours that need a friend? No. No. Okay. All right. You will be in process of getting a drawer. I'll definitely put you there and not forget about you. And then, oh yes, we're building a 2x4. You can go on the tower. So 2 1x2s and a 2x2. And then there's our 2x4 and a little 2x2 to hold them together. Then goes for the front of the face, and that will connect this bit of dark blue. That's why we're doing this, pairing it together so that the left side of R2-D2's face is quite dotty, as you see it here actually on screen. Got the little chunks on the side, and then the back end's going to be grey, whereas the right side of the face is one continuous blue stripe. If you have an R2-D2 minifigure, it's best to have a little look at that. The front half is dark blue up until the light, which we're merging with this. I think we can merge the light with that. And then we've got another one round the back. So rather than having the break of grey, we include the dark blue, keep that flowing round, and it also doesn't look like it falls in at all. We lose the shadows there because they're the exact same colour. And the ingot could be replaced with a tile, but I do like the ingot. And then silver at the back. God, this is coming together. Yes. One more dark blue. And then the other side's dark, light bluish grey, not dark bluish grey, or silver. If you have this many elements in silver, go with silver. And then we've got another red light. I think I put those back. I didn't think I'd need another light. Another 1x1. And transparent red. Oh, another one. What's next to that? Another sensor. I should have looked. It's in the drawer above. One more nipple tile. Where are ya? There you are. All right. I didn't need anything else, did I? No, we got 2 little dots on top. I think I'm just gonna grey those out. Could add an ingot on top, but I think I have to tile this one out. Otherwise, it's going to look a little weird. But we have a little section, a little compartment down here that is a separate element. So I want to go with 2 1x1s instead of a 1x2. So we've got that distinction of the fact that this bottom one is different. But I also think it looks weird if we don't switch it out for a 1x2. We have to go with a 1x2, no? Or would that look too weird? Because then that's just one chunk. Yeah, that looks like it should be split up, but they've conjoined it to save on an element. Save on a little bit of plastic. Maybe the tile's gonna complete that. This is looking so good. Happy we didn't just follow the instructions, despite the fact that it's taken us like, what, an hour and a bit to build just one astromech droid. The second one will be much easier. And then I'm sure the third one will overcomplicate. Chopper would be so fun to build this way. We'll have to work on a chopper, because chopper's a little shorter as well. I just don't know if we've got the colours for chopper. I have a model though for chopper that we can work with. So that will help a ton. And then we just got to get the dish on top, a tile to go in between. Let's get the tile now. Smashed it, right draw, first time. And then the dish element, I don't like the dish. Well, I think a dish would look quite cool. I don't like the piece that LEGO have used here. I just don't know if I know a better element. I don't know if there is a better element. And if there is, what that element should be. I have a bunch of weird elements down here. Maybe we can start there and have a little look. Have a see if there is some unique pieces that would work. None of these are going to work in it. What about this draw? Any of these gonna help round off R2's dome? No, just a lot of cockpit pieces, which is a bit too flat. The element that LEGO seem to have used is the element on the side of the Juggernaut. I don't know why they haven't sat this tile down inside. Also, why they haven't used like a plate or a jumper. That way, at least you can get a little accessory on top. Something like that. It wouldn't be centered. But do we have a plate? Do we have a dark blue plate? No, purple, light blue, royal blue, and black. You're not meant to be in here. And with the greys. So that could go on top. But what other... I can't think of an element that would work better than that. I think it looks good. Let's see if any other pieces exist. What is it called? No, it's on the Juggernaut, so we'll start there. On this one, look, this element on the side here, it's on the top as well. It's a fairly cheap element, given the awkward size of it. Or maybe it's not that cheap. Oh, I saw that number. I thought it starts at like £4. I was like, what? The ATST as well, the Dwarf Spider Droid, the Mando N1, and Lloyd's Titan mech. Can we spot it? That looks like it's... Oh no, that's... Oh, it is! It is in there! I thought it was the white piece at first, but it's hidden inside the white. Huh. We could give it a go. And then if it doesn't look good, we can take it from there. I've still got the Dwarf Spider Droid here and the ATST. Oh wow, we've got a ton of them. So I'm going to nab it from the Spider Droid. And then how do we pop this top off? Not like that. Maybe putting it in this way. Why does this plate look so weird on top, like it's not actually a plate? Where's Wally's skills coming in clutch? Oh yeah, all those years training, finding Wally, or Waldo, finally paying off. Just like we found Grogu. So quick. Oh look, there you go. It don't look too bad. It looks more probe droid than it does spider droid, but it don't look too bad. And then the final element. It's not great. It's not perfect. No, it is pretty good. It is pretty good to cap off R2. All pieces considered, I can't think of a piece that would do this better. And I can see why they've pushed the top up so that you can see the colour from the outside. I don't know if that would look too much better, but it might. So we'll give it a go. Just need to pull this out of here now. Ah. And I'm going to get a stud underneath because a stud's going to be easier to remove in case we don't like the look of it. Nice golden one. Rather than squeezing a 2x2 in there. You know what? It does look better. It does look better with it on top. I should have shown it off first so that you could compare what it looked like. But it does look better like this than it did when it was hidden because you can see the dark blue on top. So let me get a grey plate to hide in. Or, no, yeah, grey plate to hide in. I was going to put that and then a grey plate on top, but then you're not seeing the dark blue. And that's got a pinhole on top so that you can get an accessory on there. Oh, shouldn't I? Because the grey pops up, have Lego hidden it? Yeah, there's no grey popping up. Maybe they've used a grey jumper. Ooh. I think they've used a grey jumper. That's not a jumper. They've used a grey jumper. And that doesn't have any studs at the end. So you don't see them pop up. But it still clips in to the rest of it. Yes, definitely what they've done. 100%. Probably even told off the top. But RR2D2 is so much cooler than Legos. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. What does R2D2 make? I guess beeps. That's cool. I love the addition of the brown plates that we made. Lego needed to add that. One by one in reddish brown. Looks so much. It's that detail. It's that detail that I spoke about in the TIE Fighter video that Lego need to be adding to all models. They can't get away with just adding it in every couple of sets. It needs to be everywhere. In every Lego Star Wars set at least. Especially the ones they're remaking. That is such a cool R2D2 model though. Like 360. This is better than the brickheads. No offense. I love the brickheads. It's a great size. I like the top of the brickheads a little better. Don't think a dish would have saved this though. Because the way they've got the 3x3 is the perfect number, 9. You add that to a 4x4 and you're working 12 studs, which doesn't work as well. Maybe a 5x5 would. No, wait, a 5x5's 16 studs around the... No, it isn't. 18 studs around the perimeter. That wouldn't work. 3x3 really is the magic number in this case. How? Because that's... Oh, it's an even number. I thought it had to be odd. No, it would work. 5x5 would work. 4x4 still wouldn't. It has to be an odd number on each side, but it has to add up to an even number. So 1 doesn't work. Because you only get 1 around the outside. But that is a cool addition. All right, that's droid number 1. Who are we building next? Chopper. We've got a few other droids here as well. We could go through these now that I know what I'm doing. I kind of want to build the pink one. I think the rest of these are the same build. How many webs do I have? I guess I could build both of these at once. And as long as we get them built, 40 minutes. If we get them built in the next 40 minutes, then I'll build the pink one. And if we still have time, I'll build Chopper. So let's crack on. Do I remember the way we built these? Oh, I don't know about that. Not sure about that one. I remember how we started though, and it was something like this. Just need to know what colors we need and whether we've got enough plates to plate these off, or if I need to get some of my 4x4 plates, which I don't think I'm building anything white for a while. Not after the Y-wing, X-wing, A-wing. Not all predominantly white, but the X-wing is at least. And the Y-wing and the A-wing kind of are predominantly white. So there's the front and the side. We need red plates for this one. Let's make sure we've not got too many drawers out. Oops. One side and other side. Now we can use these Technic pieces that have the white in the side. And I'm going to get some more masonry bricks. Again, profile bricks used here. Again, they didn't use profile bricks on the original R2-D2. They plated it out, but they have used profile bricks on R2. I think because of the paneling, masonry bricks, they're top notch. And also, given this is a free make and take, on the odd chance that LEGO are going to give you every single one of these, you get some masonry bricks for free. 2 on R2, 2 on this guy. Yeah, maybe 1 on the pink as well. And then black masonry bricks, which isn't bad. Not at all. Make sure we're doing these for separate sides. And the legs connect at the top. Just like that. I believe they were on the back, so they're closer to the back than they are the front, which makes this the front. And that's where we're going to tile off this section. But just like we did with R2, see at R2, do we have a better image for R5D4? Yes, that's the one. That is the one. That's the droid. Look at them. Doesn't really look like what they looked like in their Lego profile. I think we've been clickbait a bit here. What's going on here? That neck's going to be a pain in the arse to try and build. To try and get that looking like it does. That's not going to work. And also the top. They've gone with red. Red shapes though. I think we just go with a red grill. That top blue bit being blue isn't too much of a pain. And then jumpers on the front. Can't forget we got the other one as well that we're meant to be working on. Maybe we do one at a time. We can come back to it. That's bright blue. Where's bright blue? Here you are. With a 1x2 in bright blue. Oh, 1x1, 1x3, 1x3, 1x1, 2x2. Where are the 1x2s? Not here, obviously. No, not in the royal blue that we want. Is that one? Is that one? It is! But do we need another one? Hopefully not. Again, royal blue would have worked better as the bottom as well. But for R2, yeah, they've got the silver panel one side, not on the other. We could use a blue jumper. I think white. We have to use a white. And then probably a light grey with a hole in. Because it's a brighter colour scheme, that works. And then a blue wedge. And because I don't want red going right up against it, I think we add a white as a spacer. And then that red can go all the way up the side. Either that or we flip them around. Because is that too much red at the top? Is that too much red? So we could have the red at the top, or I might run a poll in a second, or the red in the middle. I'm liking the red in the middle. It lines up with the blue. That is nice. Let me get a poll up. Start a Q&A. Answer viewer questions live. Why have I never seen that? Can you just have that running? I guess that's kind of like a chat. Where should the red slope go? Should it go top? should it go on the middle? If only I could include like snapshots. There we go. Where did chat go? No, bring it back. There we go. The poll is up. Should it go? This is the middle? Or should I slide that up to the top and have it bump into the other red element? I was going to say top's winning. No one's voted. Top's winning by default. Don't let top win. One vote will topple top. And it's got to be the same on the other side, shouldn't it? So we've got red somewhere near the top. I think it bumps into the blue at the bottom. So either way, there should have been a third answer, which is just a little bit of red in the middle. You voted for top. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with top. I think there's something wrong with both of them. I think bottom is too close to the blue, top it's too close to the red. So whatever the poll goes with, I will be more than happy to oblige. Oh, red inside for R2. R5 is one with the force. So, do we have like a force ghost brick on the inside? A little force ghost blue, perhaps, to show its connection to the force. Little Easter egg in there. And then the head. Ooh. I think the head can work the same as the other one. I think all these droid heads work the same. But it's not a great work the same. It's like a, yeah, that will do. Because the eyes are on the top. So the dish is... I don't think I like the way this has been done, but I also don't think there's many better ways to do it. We'll get that in there. And a white brick on top in case it creeps through the neck. We don't want it to be too visible. And then which way does that... We need a second angle on this. Did I get rid of the tab? Yeah. Do we have a right side? That's perfect. Looks to just be white on the side. Same with the red. Or, all right, what about this? Instead of having the red just how it is, what if we move it up to the top? Because then we've got the plates connected. And then we add an extra red slope anyway. So we go all in with the red paneling and we do the same the other side. Is that better? I can't edit the poll, can I? No, I can't. All right, top wins the poll. But now, do I add an extra slope? Let me know. An extra 1x1. Oh, we've got a control in there. I'm gonna leave it blank for now. And then for the back side, oh, we didn't even take a look at the back side. Not that one. That's the one. It was one of those hotkeys. Look at that neck. Damn. Blue on the side. Yeah, we got the same pneumatic. No wires though on the wheels. No, we do have wires on the wheels. So the legs are going to be built almost identical to R2-D2. Here's the back side. Ooh, 3 red panels. We've got a grey jumper on the bottom. With... that kind of puts a spanner in the work for that. Maybe we can go with a white circle. Because we know we've got those. And then a grey slope on one side. And a not really a blue slope on the other side, but not a blue slope. Where are you, Droid? Yeah, we've got a blue slope on... Oh wait, we've got a blue slope on that side. Should that be a grey slope? Because that's a grey panel with blue stripes. And if that is, should this be a blue slope? Oh, yes. Yeah, I think it does. That has to be blue. If we're blue in the other side. And then white on top of that. That was the easy one. Oh, there we go. There we go. And then as for the top could be an ingot. Yeah, we'll ingot the top. We don't have red. I was going to say we don't have red ingots. I take that back. Did we get them from Spider-Man's mech? That's a new piece. I'm not used to having that. And then we'll stick the red ingot on top of 2 red jumpers. Hello there, red ingot. I didn't mean to just completely forget about your existence. I have to search this up now. The red ingot, did we get that from the Spidey mech? There we go. Nice details on it. Yeah, we'll get to working on this droid in a second. Didn't need those. And then 1x5s. Oh, that's going to be a problem because I don't think I have any 1x5 beams. Don't know if I have 1x5 smaller bar elements. But first, we'll finish the underside. What's the underside look like? White. So instead of a jumper, I know I did get a load of jumpers, but they're all on my astromech droids. So I'll pop a few off. One. Wait, did I just get... I got one on this droid. Oh, there's one on the desk as well. So I can put R2-D2's back. I got a spare one. Here we go. And another white clip. Ooh, we're asking for much now. No, we're going to have to go grey or red. Grey works for the side bits. And then what we did to build that out was we got one of these bar elements. We got a bracket for some slopes. Really going through all of my 1x2 chi slopes here. There's a bracket in white. There you are. And a 1x2 plate. That's to create a little bit of space between the front slope so that it's not sandwiched up against the clip piece here. And so that the foot looks equidistant front and back, which it is. It's a little higher at the back, but it comes out the exact same space, which seems to be true about the astromech foot as well. It comes out exactly 3 plates either side. And then the lower piece is in front. Lower piece in front. How many beams do we have? Important question. Oh, I put it back. I thought it was under that pile. How many beams? Not 1x5. 5 length beams, not 1x5s. To be exact, do I think I have? I think I have none. So I'll be surprised if I have any. Oh, 2! Spot on! Do I have any in black while I'm here? Well, I definitely don't have any in pink. That I can tell you for nothing. I have grey. Oh, black. One more. No, one more 1x5. No, this is a little end to it. I just want a regular 1x5. Are you a 1x5? No, you've got an end to it as well. I've got one. So there's got to be a second one. Based on my logic somehow. 1x3. 1x4 with an end. 1x5 with an end. We've got a blue. Why do I have a blue? We've got a light bluish, actually, light bluish grey. Whilst we're here, that might work for the pink because it doesn't contrast too much. That would be a good element. Unless it's a completely different element that they use, in which case that would be a rubbish element. I forget I said that. I think it's in this front bit here. Oh, there's a red one. Wait, the red one looks pretty sick. Shame we don't have a red droid. Ah, don't get them confused. We'll be here all day. I've got a yellow one. Is that a lime green? I thought that was a lime green one. Brown one? Wait, why can we make so many different coloured astromechs? That'd be awesome. We got another white one. I thought I didn't have any white ones. What am I looking for? A black one. Snap. Oh, and a grey one. Snap. Any duplicates of these? We got a tan one. What else? We got another black one. All right, we're getting carried away now. I know we've got more if we need them. We said about Chopper. Chopper strikes me as a grey. But Chopper strikes me as a one grey, one dark grey. Do we have one dark grey? We have two dark grey. Only need the one. No pink. No pink. And that could be a problem, but that's a problem for another time. We don't need to worry about that right now. We'll work that out when we get there. For now, let's add the legs. For the feet, we're going to copy R2-D2s pretty much straight up. Get those 2x3s. That's for this guy. That's for the next guy. And Chopper. Do you have the same coloured feet as you do legs? No. Dark bluish grey for Chopper. So I'll get those ahead of time as well. And then let's do the feet at the same time. We'll speed run the feet. And by speed run, I mean do them at once. I'm going to be taking my time. Just slowly getting some feet. For these droids. Oh, I did mess this up when I dropped it. All of the little bricks have fallen. Wait, where have they even come from? Wait, how did they minimal damage to these ones, but all fall in the tub that I wanted to get into? Like, that makes sense. What's going on here? We got feet for, oh, pointing backwards. Feet for this guy, feet for Chopper, and I'm just assuming the Imperial one is black all over. I shouldn't assume that, but it is pretty much black all over, so we can keep assuming that. You just got to know where to draw the line with some of the extra details. So do I have these in black? I'm getting so confused with all the different black elements in here. Oh, that's going to be a pain to sort. I'm going to try not to think about that. And then, do we have any more white? There's one. Give me two. Give me two. No. Oh, only one. Well then, I guess we got to go with the Technic elements and probably a grey one's in order. Either a grey one or a blue one or a red one even. It might hide itself well enough. No, a grey one's gonna be a white one's gonna be the best. Ultimately, a white one is the best piece for this. But we only have one of them. We could flip around the grey one so that there's a white hole instead. Maybe add a stud to the outside. Maybe that's what we've been doing wrong. Because there's a little round protrusion just at the bottom. And maybe a stud would fill that better than anything else. All right, you're going back away. Hope we don't need no more of those, which we're definitely going to have to grab that again. And then this freely flows, but so do most of the legs. Is this going to support the... Oh, it does support the droid. Even though they're free flowing, it still stands it up. It's not that heavy. All right, as the top one, let's panel that off. Torso done. 1 by 1 in reddish brown. This is how brown should be used, sparingly. Don't want to break any of these. Let's hope all these 1 by 1s are brand new and won't be injured in the process. There we are. Same for the other droids. Chopper's just full on grey. What was the name of the other one? What was the name? R-J-A-A-A-A... Not A. I've lost it. I started saying A. Oh, it's... I'm going to remember it when I see it. R5J2, that's the one. I got the letter in the wrong way and it just broke my mind. Any wires on you? Oh, silver. So we'll get a little bluish grey plate down there instead. And then last was Chopper. Have to put Star Wars. Otherwise we'll get One Piece, we'll get Skylanders. And yeah, Chopper don't have any special wires. In fact, Chopper's legs might be shorter, which works out because Chopper's legs are shorter. That's kind of how Chopper do be. And then not red grills. They've gone with... Actually, they've gone with red plates. Maybe this isn't the droid that I thought it was. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with bright blue grills instead of red. And then one by one with a hole. Any more whites? Plenty. You, and two for the feet as well. See what that looks like. You, no. Neither of you. It's you. Two of them on the bottom. And then two of them right above the foot. They're so flimsy. Can't believe it supports its own weight. Oh, we need more. We need more of those. We need more of those grey pins. Many, many more. Forgot about the sides of them. They're the things holding the grills. Plates would work better. I don't know if there's a way to round off the end of it. We can use a mixture of brackets and stuff, but that feels like it's complicating it, despite what we've done already and how complicated we have made this. That feels like it's pushing it too far. That feels like it's complicating it too much. And funnily enough, that is where I draw the line. Complicating it too much. We only complicate it enough. As much as it needs to be. And then we move on. Like it never happened. Another silver stud though. For the insides. And a few more one by one white cheese slopes. Just a few. Get the grey ones out of the way. Chopper will need those. What did Chopper need? A grey one by one? Or was that... That was the Imperial. R2J5. Something like that. I'll get close enough eventually. R5J2. Wrong way around. So close, but yet so far. Not close enough. And then a stud on either side. Right, I don't think we're going to get the pink one built. Which is, in a way, fortunate, because I really don't have any of those parts in pink. But we should be able to get this one in the Imperial one built. Which is going to be the bigger of the two. And then Chopper. We will workshop Chopper. Chopper should be fairly straightforward to build. Like I was turning into Freddy. R. It does. Ooh, for the top. Nope, I got nothing. What if we switch this brick out to grey and we only go upwards? What if this is the bottom piece? And we leave it at that. What if this is what goes inwards? It makes sense when we've got studs on it. But let's get this in place. Like so. So that's the inside. It looks a bit too small. It does. Just a tad too small. I could lay it down. That might be the easiest way to view it. And then we're not going to need white for the Imperial droid, are we? You go away. But we are going to need some of those corner snot bricks, which aren't here. Here they are. We don't need blue tiles. Well, we might. No, we don't need. We might. I think because we've got slopes up, and I am trying to get slopes on all of the angles here. I don't know how. I don't know why I'm putting you down there. You're meant to go down there. I don't know how we're going to finish it off on the sides. On the top, it's going to be another 2x2 rounded, probably with a little sensor like it's got. Interesting, they didn't use a one piece. They've used a clip. Why have they used a clip for an antenna and not a wand piece? Odd choice, especially since grey's pretty much exclusively been used in Star Wars. Very odd choice. I still just love this droid here. And they haven't even covered the side. Oh look, they've missed out a piece. So they have covered one side. They haven't covered the other. Star Wars need to have someone checking this. They can't be putting this out. It's not good. Not good for the brand. And they've also got white clips on the bottom. I don't know how this is going to go. Watch it just be one astromech that you can build in stores. And this is all done for like marketing. Oh, if you take it home and buy all the £140 sets, you can also build these droids. Please don't. Don't prove me right. Don't do it. Do it. It's I don't wanna think on that. Otherwise it's gonna come through. Let's get our corner bricks. That's why I emptied it. We need 1, 2, 3. Nope, that's 3. And any black ones we can collect while we're here? Yeah, 1. Watch me get them before I get the final grey one. I don't think the grey one's in here. Might need to hunt through the rest of the box. Oh, 3. One more. One more, go on. Yes, 4. There's enough black ones. We need one more grey one. Here we go. And then slopes going up. Maybe door rails as well, so that we can get those slopes in. Those eyes are going to be a pain. Suppose we can hinge it off at the front. Or we could have... No. I was going to say we could have frying pan studs. I don't think they're going to work too well. Door rails is the way to go, though, for the start. Get some of those on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like so. That will build out to the rest of the head. And then I think on most sides we just slope it off from there. But I want to build it out another one. I want to build it out one more before I slope it off. And then how tall do we go with the middle? We could get a red jumper and a little plate or a stud on top of that. Oh yeah, the stud would work. Red stud with a hole in. Come on, you exist. I see that. Yeah. Oh wait, white stud with a hole in. We didn't want red. Undo. Oh no, we wanted a white stud with a hole in. Now I'm wondering if we want red instead. And then we put the white one on top. I think white works though, because then the red's going around it. Yeah, a few more of those to give still. Is it? Oh, no, I've lost it. I dropped it. That's the one. That is. And that can get our wand or our clip or our bar. You can even get a bar straight up the middle with a rounded off brick. I'm thinking that rounded off brick Maybe that should be red, and maybe this should be white, and that should be red, and we should invert the whole thing. And maybe that would work because of the red on the top. We'll run it both ways. We'll run it both ways, see what's better. Let the red one go. Oh, and this is also stud out. Does that make a difference if it's an innie or an outie? We'll run them both, get some rounded bricks for, or squared off bricks. Rounded bricks? Rounded bricks would look better. Or plates. Squared off plates with rounded bricks on top. I'm thinking white 2x2s for this. One way or another. And then one of them would have a rounded white plate and one of them would have a rounded red plate. And that would just creep through the bottom. Maybe square off the plates. We'll try it all. We will try it all. I'm going to start off with that, which I don't think is going to work as well. And then, oh, what if we get red plates? Oh, okay. I'm coming up with so many ideas and not doing any of them. Let's get the slopes on. We need some 2x1s in red and white and some 2x2s in white. And then for the other slope, the other slope's going to be a mystery. Because I still don't know what we're doing about it. We could get a hinge on the front. I still think we could get a hinge. Because this sticks out 2 studs. And that's going to be 2 studs on every single side. Which is why I'm thinking we can get a red on top. We can get these red plates on the tops of the slopes to go around. And then, thank you. It is. It's so, I don't want to say it's so simple to put together because I feel like I'm just insulting the Lego one. Yeah, the red sneaks through on the sides. Do we get a 360 of this? It isn't too difficult, I don't think, though, to, to make this look the way it does. We have a little slot on one side, a little slot on the back, and is that another slot on the left side? Yeah. Left, right, and the back, we do have a little slot with some red. So we could keep these reds on the side, and then on one of them, so we don't need a 1x2, we need 1x1s. Because on the final one is where we have our eyes poking out. How we do that, don't know, haven't worked that out yet. The fact that we can work something in there. Oh yeah, what do we work in there? That's an awkward angle. Very awkward angle. But we've got our little slots on the inside now. We've got our red going around the top. And then I want to say frying pan studs. They're not going to fit in here. Brackets would though. We need to get something in the middle of the brackets. Or if it was flat, we could work some... Oh, we could work... If we cover this up with white, which goes against what we were just saying, we could work... How small can the head be? Like, does this look good? No, that's too small, isn't it? We need it to build out a bit more. Do we want to cover up the red? All right, let's see what the binocular piece looks like in there with a frying pan stud. We got something sticking out a bit further on the right hand side. I'm thinking that can be our frying pan stud, and then binoculars on the left side, and then leaving a little gap on the right hand side. All right, we've got so many tubs out. Worth it. Even antennas would work in this situation. We just need to find a way to fit 3 using a little jumper, maybe. A jumper would work. Yeah, we could do that. Let's try the binocs in light grey and a frying pan stud. That gets our 2 eyes on. Oh, we might need to add a plate underneath, unless we don't. I think we do though, just to space it out. So 2x2 in white. Let's go with grey. We got more of those. 2x2. And then a 1 by corner plate. 2x2 corner plate. With the eyes sticking out. Oh, we do need it in white. Because otherwise they stick out a bit too much. And I think these side bits should be in white. Just so we're keeping consistent with the colours. And then a 1x2 in white as well. So let's whiten it out. Decent 2x2. Should do the trick. We'll get one for the top as well. Although no, we'll get a red one. We'll get a red one for the top. They're in the same drawer. Handy that. Oh wait, I just got a red 2x2. No, a red 1x2 to replace the red 1x2. Nice job. That's gonna go well. We want a white 1x2, not a red one. Only there was a better slope we could use, which definitely exists. I just can't think of it right now. Wait, did I leave the... I left it behind. Alright. Slope. Just like that. U2. Just like that. And U3. Just like that. For the bottom of this piece, I think I'm going to go back to our old reliable 1x2 cheese slopes. And then that gives us the space for the eyes as well as having the little slopes. There we go. Oh, this is super cool. Without printing, this is by far the closest you could come to get in the head this shape. And then to finish off the top, we've got a 1x2. We'll go with red because it's going to be hidden around the back with a red plate, and then a white jumper, which I want to get a red 1x1 on top. I'm thinking that's it. Comparing it to the screen, I'm thinking that's good. We've got the stripe around it, or we could add the stud on top. The stud on top looks like a Santa hat. That's too Christmassy. I think we go with that. Let me hold the leg. I think we go with that. And then that's the head as it turns. It's got a decent shape to it. Should we try out Lego's element? Or, oh, we could get some, no, because then we ruin the hinges at the bottom. Yeah, I think that's cool. We could we? I'm trying to think. Top reminds you of Where's Wally's hat. It does look a bit Where's Wally's Santa hat-ish. We could get some slopes around the side. But I think that overcomplicates it. I like where we're at right now. We could slope off the front maybe. Instead of a cheese slope, we'll add a 1x4 rounded slope. And that will give it some nice shape. Maybe do that around the back. That actually looks really nice. I don't know what we'd do for the top. Maybe the top doesn't need anything, but that actually looks nice. Should we bring it out one more and see what that's like? What would we do on the top bit though, on the other side? I'm thinking that's our way to go. Slope it out like so, and then work something into the other side. We just need to bulk this up. Again, there are other slopes we could use here, especially the angled ones, which would be similar to how we done R2's head, but because it's quite conical, the round, oh, actually, maybe the slope ones are better. Maybe the slope ones would be better, and they'd help us fill out the side. But if, yeah, because we can't, with these, we can't get a 1x4 in the bottom without changing how the whole thing's put together. So lay down, that's all right, be still. Last bit of surgery. Just need another slope tile, which is in here somewhere, I hope. Oh, come on. You gotta be in here. No. Oh, maybe we have an odd amount. Oh, it's not in my hand. Or should we bring it out another one? I don't like the idea of bringing out this wedge, so we're going to stick with what we had before. 1x2 plate. Get that rounded off slope on there. And that brings dimension to the side. And then on the back here, we don't have a rail that has a 1x2. We do have a bar element. Maybe that will work. We'll give it one last go because I do want to build at least one more droid. Let's give it a go. We don't use them enough. I've got 2 tubs of them actually. Do us some good to get them out of here. And then on the front, we'd use the 1x1s or even these. Get some 1x2s in there. And the bar elements would... Nah, they don't look as good as the hinges. I think it's because we've got that silver exposed. Anything door wedge-like. Or slope-like. Oh, we get some brackets on the back. We get some slopes going down. What if we just change it all? Yeah, I'm going to keep that for now. Gotta be a better way of doing the back half. For sure, there's a better way. If we get one slope. Something that would go down. We could bracket it off. Because the bracket would stick out just as far as it needs. But then we're still sloping it off with a cheese. The bracket would be instead of this 2x2. So it would fit in there nice. We'd need a 1x2. And then we'll do the same front and back. So the 1x2's holding the eyes. You're not that fragile. Just like so. Bracket on the back. Actually, could the bracket be red? Or does it have to be white? Or grey even? We'd squeeze a little line in the back. And then that on top. We do need that white cheese slope that I put away a second ago. We don't need any of these. Perfect. Where did I squeeze that away? And then some more slopes for the base. And another, 1x2. Already there. Just need some 1x1s. Oh, come on, come on, come on. All right, these 1x1s will fill up the side. You could also replace these 1x1s for other accessories, dependent on the scene that you're trying to show. Like these 1x1s could act as any sort of... I don't think there's too much that comes out of a droid's head. But if there was, this could be where you clip those. And then this slope ain't needed. We don't need that. There we go. It's odd, but it works. And I can't tell you why it works. I just know it's pretty cool. We just need the studs for the feet. And to try and balance this guy. Is it because both legs were out forward? Come on. There we go. Okay, it does balance. You just got to be patient with it. No, we did get studs for the feet. Did I use them elsewhere or did I put them back? Definitely remember getting extra silver studs. I just don't remember when we did it. There's one. Definitely remember getting extra studs. Or did I make that up? And there's a shiny one. I don't have a shiny one yet. There's a shiny one. Oh, is this a shiny one? No, it's not. It's a dull one. Well, dull it is. And then, why is that? Oh, we forgot the pneumatic T-bars as well. It's not even a case of the legs giving weight. It's just not standing up. Yeah, it's this leg. This leg isn't gripping whatsoever. Because these two are getting caught on the desk mat. Wait, I don't want... No, it's slipping. It's slipping. When I let go, it starts to slip. God. I think that's why, because this leg... Okay, it needs to be just like that, which is how R2 is. The legs are pretty much vertical. They're not leaning all the way out here. That's a bit too far. A bit too far for my liking. I still want to start cleaning up a little bit, but let's go straight into this other droid. Sorry, Chopper. We'll have to come back and visit you another time, I think. Because we're going to need... Let's get rid of R5 and bring in R2. R5! Oh no, it's another R5! Oh, it's so close, but yet so far. I'm actually going to open this image. Less distractions then. Swap with left. Can we swap these around? Yes. 100% is good enough. Can we get any bigger with this one though? And the dome is similar to the one we've just created, but with two eyes. So that's two frying pan studs. None of these. When we get there, I'm sure that'll be straightforward. But first, feet. We've got some silver 1x1s. Should have kept the shiny one out. Any light bluish grey, I think we said at the time. That's just about as hard to find as any shiny silver. In these smaller parts, it's not as common as you think. Pulling it backwards? Michael Jackson. That's a mad thing to say. I like it though. I guess so. It don't matter. Either way. Where's Oh, I just had it. No. Yes, another shiny. All right. This is the little bit of wiring, which we don't have a silver whip piece, so I don't think Lego could make this bigger without recoloring that element. And as we use these, should I? No, I'll keep these out. We'll need a ton of these. Is that more dark orange? After we've just used all our dark orange on our Mantelian Savrip, they want us to use more. Well, I guess they didn't know we were going to be building these, but they want us to use more. No other colours down here. So, do we just go with a black stud? Because I don't want it to be left out. I don't want it to be any different to the other droids. We've got to work a little black stud in there. And these pins will stop it moving about. These are going to be some solid legs. We don't have anything up the side. We still have a little bit of grey, so I'm going to use these to get a black grille on there. And then we just have some black studs above, below. Do we have a black pneumatic T? That's what we need. The perfect piece. Oh yeah, what was that? I was going to look at the other Q&A. Let's see what... I've never seen this work. Can we not caps anything? No, we can. Start Q&A. Ask... Does this allow... Oh, wait. No, now questions is a separate thing. Oh, I don't like that. How do I end it? Do they pop up in live chat? Or do they just show up in questions? Still, almost, a year and a bit into streaming, I'm finding out so many new things. Yeah, I feel like it's probably easier because people have to ask through the questions tab rather than just asking in open chat, which is probably more discussions. So bigger chats probably help, but not in these streams. Don't think it will change too much. All right, got that black stud on for please black pneumatic tees. I like saying that, pneumatic tees. Pneumatic is the word I like saying, not T. T is a letter because that's the shape of the bar. Slot in there. I do like having the stud on top. It's not worth a lesser connection, so we'll keep the pins up top, but if I did have the choice, I would be adding that as well. Don't need no more beams. We need some Technic pinholes. Oh, so the first R2-D2, we use snot bricks. For this droid, we're using pinholes. For the other R5, we used axle holes. We've gone through the range today. All of them. There we go. Balanced. Perfect. Black masonry bricks is what we need. Do I have any to hand? I might not. I actually might not. No, I don't think I do. I have purple. If we ever want to make a purple droid, it'd be handy for that. But I don't have any in black. 1, 2, 3. Where? And they go horizontal, don't they? I would go horizontal on the brick so that they're vertical on the droid. Oh, I've put them the wrong way around then. That's going to be on the inside. There we go. So we want them horizontal on the brick so they're vertical on the outside. Vertical on the inside. Just like so. Keeping up with the 2x4s, I have plenty. Not worried about running out anytime soon, though. Probably, no, I shouldn't be. I do have a lot in black, not as many in white, but still quite a few, because I should break down the homestead. Got a few white builds from Christmas. Use a ton of them. And then sloping this guy off. How are we looking? So top there is that one dark orange piece. I think it's a black grill. I think they're black jumpers with a black tile in the middle. At the bottom, we've definitely got to add a little bit of colour. But I think being Imperial, most of these elements are going to be black. So it's nice seeing how they've done Lego. How Lego have done the top part on this droid. I understand now why they've done that on the other R5. I also don't think it's the best case because, well, they've not done it on R2-D2, so they haven't applied it to all. I think they've probably used the Imperial droid to build the other droid, which is why the problems come across. But for this, it's all right. We also get, we're using this bottom right slope as the color of this piece here, which is black. So that's going to be all black slopes. We've only got one little dark orange piece on the side, so that's going to be a black jumper with a black stud. Following the rules for the other droids, this is a dark droid, so we might switch up the color here and there. But I think for now we keep to our rules. I also don't think we have a dark jumper. A dark orange jumper. We've got black. Dark orange is a stretch. Might be pushing it a little too far. Also an ingot. Wait, why is an ingot perfect for the front? Because it's got those two recessed holes. Whoa, we used our black ingots. But it's perfect. Ooh. There's our black stud for the bottom. Yeah, this is a bit dark. Bit too dark. We could use nougat instead of dark orange. Or dark tan. Or go out on a limb, use like dark red or or olive green. Nearly said lime green. Lime green's a complete different colour. Oh. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that slope. We'll keep it like this for now. We also need to add the base onto it. But for that, we've got to attach it to the back, which is what? What does the back of R5J2 look like? Thank you. Thank you, Google. Again, all right, we've got the slopes on one side. That's handy. That can give us a color. I'm thinking dark tan. I'm going to go with it. And I might switch out the front. I saw dark tan. And I think that's the perfect color. Well, it's not perfect. We don't have any dark tan 1x1s. They've all gone to Yavin. Have they? They might actually have all gone to Yavin. Why did you steal our dark tan 1x? Do you even use any dark tan 1x1s? I can see 1x2s on the new X-Wing set, on the speeder of the old one. I can't see any 1x1s. But I also can't see any 1x1s in here. Maybe we've just got the wrong drawer. Maybe we need another segment. What about you? Any dark tan 1x1s, or do they just not exist? Oh, this would have been perfect. I don't think they exist. Oh wait, nougat. Do I have any 1x2s in nougat? I don't think so. All right, so maybe we need some 1x2s on the front then. There's just not enough areas of this to color in. It's gonna be mostly black. That's dark brown. Good thing I noticed that. And then another black tile on the top. I didn't get those out in the end. 1x2 in black. Oh, it's a Lego piece. I thought it was a bug on the floor. It's a Lego piece. An axle. Whew. And then that's the front done. Oh, we gotta get a bit of colour in here. We gotta get a bit of colour in here. Maybe we do slot a nougat in. I'm thinking of using the... Yeah, I'm thinking of using the 1x1. Okay, maybe we can just go back to black then, eh? What? What was that? Florida's drop? I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, that looks better than nothing. Well, it's close to perfection. And then we've got the back, which I kind of want to switch out for a 1x2 in nougat. Do I have that? Can I do that? Is that allowed? I will make it legal. Not in the bag, or just two 1x1s. It's one panel, isn't it? Yeah. The 1x1s are not on our side. All right. So, we've got some like nougat bits on the side though as well. Maybe nougat on the bottom, black on the top. At least we've got that little bit of color. It's not insanely accurate. We got different colors as well, thanks to the dark tan. But we're getting that little color in. And then another 1x1. Yeah, that looks good. And then for the third leg, a black clip should be simple to source. We've got a bag full of them, basically. With the same leg as the other two. Which is, yep, need those for the head, don't need those. Let's clear up a little bit. Make sure we're not making too much of a mess, which is something you can't help with Lego. It's going to get everywhere. The sooner you accept that, just as long as you clean up after, it's not an issue. If you don't, you start losing pieces and it becomes its issue, but just got to stay on top. All right. We're going to need everything. Oh, we don't need these. These can go away. Oh, if it didn't explode, that would have been perfect. Got a lot of space in this tub, which means a lot of snot bricks are out. I think I still got the one out from the other day as well. Just down here. There we go. You're away. Round plates as well. We don't need any of those, so they can go away. Those. And then what else have we got? Studs, slopes, jumpers. Jumpers we don't need. I'm looking at the head of the other one to try and work out what we do and don't need. I didn't put in the pneumatic tees after all that. After all that talking about it, I never put them in. All right, I will say the legs of this are a little too loose. Is that to do with the sides as well? Because these can be swapped for blue. The blue pin axle connections. All right, you're coming back out. As long as you behave and don't mess up any more of the parts. Yeah, these are a stronger connection and they add up to the blue. They line up nicely. Which leg was... Wait, that head's on backwards. Was that why? Was the head on backwards the cause of it this whole time? No, don't say that. Maybe it was the Technic, maybe it was the head on backwards. All I know is that it's not falling over anymore. So it was one of them. It was one of them. Eeny, meeny, miny. See ya. And then these clips 1 by 2. Ooh, that was not closed. Oh, that was dangerous. That was almost a mess. Good thing I was recording it, just in case. Just in case something happened. Good thing I caught it on camera. I don't think we'll be building Chopper today. I think we'll finish up with the Imperial and we might come back, build Chopper, build the pink droid another time. But at least with all this info, you'd be able to go ahead and build Chopper. If you follow the steps for R2-D2, the torso's built a little different. Oh yeah, they're 2x3s. They're not even the right draw. Torso is a little different for Chopper. It's a little shorter, but it's the same base. I'd say for Chopper, maybe instead of a 1x5, a 1x3 would be better for the legs. And that's the biggest difference. Honestly, we're not going to need the white. We might need the rest of these. We do need a single 2x2 and some bricks for the inside. I think we go with black. This whole droid's black. Why would we change it now? You can add a little pink one on the inside though if you've got one. I don't. But if you do, you could add a little pink brick on the inside. Has to have the axle hole in the middle. Maybe we can add some plates instead. And that's to hold the connection, which is the bar. Do we have a black 1x2? A 2-length bar? Yes, we do. Not a lot, so I'm going grey again. Not me, the Lego. The Lego's going grey. And then that... Oh, wait, should we have gone dark bluish grey with a brick? where we got light bluish grey for the other R5, this R5 can have dark bluish grey, and that can be exposed. Yes, okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We need rails. I don't think I had those out in the first place. We need one of you. We need... No, they're out because they're not here. I bet they're over here. No, they're tiles. Oh, they're another loose draw. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 1x2 for the foot. Some slopes. 1x2 cheese. There we go. And then a bracket. One of these. Oh yeah. One nope. One of these. Oh, yeah. And then boom boom. And boom boom. There's another droid foot. Probably the most satisfying part of the build. And that's instead of using a brick. Goes to show, you break it down a little bit, it actually gets quite satisfying to build. And now the slope, what do we do for the back? I don't remember how we got that slope up there. I just remember needing a lot more plates, so I should have pulled out that drawer of 1x2s and bought it with, because then it would have saved me going to get them now. A lot of 1x2s, damn. And 1x1s as well, which, is there a stack in here? There's a stack of orange. That is not meant to go in there. Likewise, this black piece isn't meant to be in with the oranges. A 1x1. Oh, they must be in here. No? Oh, is that one? Maybe one. Yeah, they've got to be in here. I think they are. And then... Wait, where did you come from there? Slopes? Yeah, we'll get those in a second. We need a ton of these. We need 2 on the top, 4 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. They go around here. And then 2 on the side slopes. We need 1x1s on the bottom, and then 2 eyes on this, isn't there? Or is there meant to be 3? Because what image did we get? This one looks like it has 2 eyes, doesn't it? That's definitely got 2 sticking out. And then what image did we take? R5J2. Why has that got 2 eyes and this has 3? Let's have a little look what the Wookiee says. So that's canon, is Legends the 3-eyed. Legends is 3-eyed. But canonically, this guy has, or droid, this droid has 2 eyes. So that's 2 frying pan studs. Could get some round studs as well. We need 1x1s. We need some slopes. 2 2x2s, 2 1x4s, and another cheese slope. Up. There's our bigger rounded slopes. And another bracket. I did forget the bracket. I got 1, we needed 2. Because the cheese slope goes right on top there. And these side slopes need the extra 1x2s on top. That helps them close in on all sides. And I like the dome shape of this. It is very Lego. Just need some 1x1s if we got them. Oh, this feels like it. Oh, the perfect amount. Ah, result. Still need a few more 1x2s though. If only they were in there. Let's clean this up a little. Must have been a sticker. Yeah, that's come straight off. Must have been a new sticker as well. For it to come off clean like that. Not bad. I love the new stickers from Lego. Or the new glue that Lego use on their stickers. So much better than the old papery ones. I think we can all agree on that. Any paper sticker fans? Surely not. In chat? 1, 2. 2 eyes which do look black. I don't think they're silver. I think they are just straight up black. Sticking out the front. They look like cannons. They look quite menacing. They look evil, to be fair. That works. And then 2x2. Do we round that off? No, they have used a dish on these droids. No, on this one droid. New Little Lloyd in new Ninjago trailer. What? New Little Lloyd? As in... What, is it like a young Lloyd? Like a flashback, maybe? I will say, there was a little Lloyd in the January wave of the bricks, of the Builder Minis. That's what I'm going for, not the bricks. What bricks? In the Builder Minis, there was a little Lloyd. So, people that didn't pick that up, I bet they're wishing they did now. Lego knew what they were doing. And a 2x2 might be the final piece. Unless we've forgotten to put another element on. I think this might be the final piece for our R5. Oh, I think so. I don't think we need to get a top on this. I also think we should get rid of... I know the Wally hat looked cool. I think we should get rid of it, though. I think we should get that piece out of here. Little Lloyd. Ooh, I wonder how the story's going to go with that. Because we haven't seen, like, even though we feel like we know Little Lloyd, we really haven't seen any of Little Lloyd. We've just seen, you know, the Lloyd that wants sweets. There's there's more to Lloyd's childhood than just that one thing. I can't wait to see all the new Arc Dragons, Source Dragons. Well, they're not new, but all of them in person. What am I missing from here? The studs. That's going to be so cool. That's not far away either. In like 2 weeks' time, there's going to be a lot of Ninjago builds, I think, from that. Any more mini builds, that'll give me an excuse to build the other dragons. Because we've already got I feel like we don't actually have that many of the dragons. There's like 2 or 3 make and takes from the new series. And then there's a few from the old one as well. Jumper, grill, ingots, jumpers. Any more? Any more? Going once, going twice. Gone. Ninjago. I think I was looking at the X1 Charger, and I think Ninjago should have a soft reboot. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I think they should have a soft reboot. I think they should have a soft reboot because the X1 Charger that Lego have just made looks nothing like the X1 Charger at all. Like, even down to the bumper and the way the tires stick out from the vehicle, it looks nothing like the old X Charger. They need to just reboot it, make new sets for the same vehicles, redesign them, you know. I wouldn't be upset with that because the new Ninjago designs are so much better. That wasn't too far away, the Charger, but it looks more like Lloyd's vehicle from around the same time. I can't remember the name of that one. It pops up when you search it on Lego. And the third X1 Charger, if they made it in green for Lloyd, I think it would have sold just as well. Lloyd's kind of the main character. Lloyd's more involved in the new series as well compared to Kai. So I think it might have sold even better than Kai's one. Yes, they couldn't have included a Droid. It wouldn't have seemed out of place compared to the rest. I think it would have been just fine. But there's probably a million reasons why they didn't pick Lloyd. Why they picked Kai instead. What am I... Oh, I see. I'm confusing all the colours over here. Some of them you can swap around, but some of them have the smaller sections and they can't be moved. But I have to watch the trailer after stream. Little Lloyd. That works. Plates. 2x4. Ah, that's right here. Did we even check that was the end of the droid? Or did I just start sorting these tubs away? Watch, I'm going to put these ones away and then be like, we needed that. Shouldn't have put that away. We needed that. And I need to get a tub for these angle pieces. That is a need. Right, balance, stay where you are. Come on. No, you've fallen. Fly, you fools. It's done. It's done. It's away. Oh, where do you? Oh, down there. I missed it. Helps if the drawer's open. All right. It's done. It's away. Whew. Not on anything. We didn't get around to making Chopper, but maybe we can build Chopper at another time. I don't think these droids scale too badly to this Chopper. They're actually really nice. Chopper is a bit big for the brick heads, but they are on display together. And we have got, from our own droid workshop, days before Lego have done any of this, we have got our R2-D2, which is by far the coolest and the one that's going to be permanently built on display, I think. I like this head quite a lot. And also, I'm feeling a bit better about the dome piece on top. This is what the back of our R2-D2 looks like. Nice and detailed. Whether Legos would be like this or have space for the smart brick, I think we know how it's heading. Might have some slopes on the side, but I think it's just going to be a red middle that you can't take home, which sucks. It does suck you can't take it all home. We've then got R5-D4 here with the 3 eyes. That's how you can tell it's them. And a nice domed off helmet. I like that. A bit more than what Lego have done. And in terms of scale, it adds up to the same height as R2-D2's, which I think that works for a droid. That looks quite nice. Didn't get the real eye in there, but we did get 3 of the eyes with the binocs and the bar piece, the frying pan stud. And then finally, this is going to do something to the camera. Oh no, it don't look too bad. We got R5J2. R5J2, which is looking good. And all these heads do spin. I assume the Lego heads spin. It'd be crazy if they didn't. They just built them in place. And we can still get a ton of accessories onto these. Can I hold them up? Can I hold them up together? Can I? Maybe with 2 hands, not with 1. But there we go. There we have our 3 droids from the Lego Droid Factory, which is a fun make and take. This is a hearty make and take. Even more pieces than back in 2017. So maybe make and takes are looking up. I'm still working on the brick built Bantha. I haven't even had the, should I finish that up? Should I finish that up now? No, maybe I'll save that for when we build Mos Eisley, because I feel like the Bantha goes hand in hand with that. But I've got most of the brown parts. We just need to recolor the majority of the body. This was a sick make and take. The lightsaber is up on the wall as a part of the permanent display. I think that is so close to the wand. They just needed a few more bricks on top, and that would have been perfect. And then we've also got R2 / the other 3 droids. Maybe, just maybe, I'll try and get my hands on the pink one. But I also feel like most of the parts are probably quite cheap for it. Lego don't usually use too many rare elements for these make and takes. I will say it does have the 3 length bars similar to Chopper. And it does have wheels. If they're pink, I do not own those. But I'll keep my eye out when the instructions come out. Maybe we can revisit that at the start of a future build stream. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I've just noticed we have one of those fleshy 1x2s on the Bantha. So I'm taking that off. And I'm going to swap out the dark tan 1x2 slope right now on the Imperial Droid so that they are all the same color. But that is all for today's stream. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go check out the Ninjago trailer, and I cannot wait for that. Season 4, is it, to drop early April? There'll be builds on that. Stick around for that. Until then, may the bricks be with you always.